But spiritual wickedness to places. So while they fight you down, stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. Cause you expect to be justified by the laws of men. By then, oh, you found me guilty, but prove my innocence. Oh, when the rain falls, all and one won't stop. Remember that.
This is G Vibes, and you're listening to Kwaku on the New People's Talk Show.
Forget no way they crucified Jesus Christ. I'll never forget no way they sold Marcus Garvey for rights. I'll never forget no way they turned their back on Fort Hope. Hey, so don't you forget who you are and where you stand in the struggle. They got so very, so very, so very. They say everything. They say so much today. They got so much things to say, so much things to say. I not come to fight flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in ice and no places. So while they fight you down, stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. Cause I do expect to be justified by the laws of men. By the laws of men. Oh, you found me guilty, but just prove my innocence. Oh, when the rain falls, all now, it won't fall and one man's house stop. Remember that. When the rain falls, it won't fall on one man's house. Stop it singing. So very much, so very much, so very much. They got so much things to say right now. Yeah, they got so much things to say. Hey, but I don't come to fight flesh and blood. Spiritual wickedness in high and low places. So while they fight you down, stand firm and give Jah thanks and praises. I don't expect to be justified by the laws of men. By the laws of men, they true got to prove my innocence. I don't the wicked think they found me guilty. They got they love it all the time. So much things to say. Rumor about they got the rumor without humor. They don't know what.
Stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show. Stay tuned, stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show. Stay tuned, stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show.
Hey, them a push, but them can't push I over. No way. Them a push,
tuned, stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talkshow.
Otep, itepe nekeje asenebe. In tune to Nubian Forum People's Talkshow, live here on the rock926.com. Otep in the name of his eminent, omnipotent being, that which is greater than ourselves, who has many names: Uludumare, Nkulukunkum, Kwame Blafoshe, Mungo, Amamra, Ja, Ashe, 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 oh. I said them a push, but them can't push I over. The great Al Campbell. We say honor to our ancestors, those who came before us, those who make sacrifices so that we could be here today.
But by your works you will get paid. Can't say you didn't hear what I said. You got to live right.
You man say?
Good in this time. Stop.
Big up to our ancestors. Our ancestors. Those who came here in the 40s, the 50s, 60s and early 70s to make a part for us. And the British government had dissed them. Big up to the elders them. Big up to all my fellow liberationists, those that make the sacrifice to continue the work of His Imperial Majesty and our Prophet Marcus Messiah Garvey. Rise up to all the mothers whose children has been attacked by their other children. Get away, you evil man. Rise up to the African Emancipation Day Reparation March Committee. Tall up. Big up Delane Gege. Big up all the Seba them from all the different Saturday schools. Nubian African Community Foundation School. Afrika Bantu Saturday School. Al-Kebelan School of Excellence. Manu da Kanebe, all tight. These are practical repertory actions. Now, if you're interested in supporting this year's African Emancipation Day Reparations March, Africation is preparation for reparations. Claim the day to Stop the Mangamizi support group. Stop the Mangamizi campaign. We're having a recruitment of stewards today at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So you're not too late, you can get there. 2 to 4 Devonshire Road, Forest Hill, SE23 3 Tango Juliet. Hosted by Delani the Great and Chief Gege. So if you want to support the group and get involved in the African Emancipation Day Reparations March, you can go down to 2 to 4 Devonshire Road, Forest Hill, London, Southeast 23 3 Tango Juliet, 3 TJ. Right now, we give honor and praise to our ancestors, too many to mention. But there are ones that's recently moved on. My brethren daddy, Lester McLean, may your soul soar on the bark of Ra into the new world. Our Winnie Mandela, we give thanks and praise for her, you know. And all those who we don't remember by name, big them up. In a time so crazy, hold tight. Big him up, catching Black here next week. Hours are 2 till 5 p.m. with the best in Lovers Rock. Before that, 11 till 2 p.m. the Great Fat Larry. Hold tight, cuz. And big up to the management. Rock! We're up on the rock, you know. Sun a shine, everything a go on, vibes a move. I love this tune. Al Campbell. You see, rockers. You see, them a tune we used to listen to, you know.
Stay tuned, stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum.
See, them a listen to hear that thing. Revolutionary tune, this, you know. Like you just want to do some revolutionary movements. You see me, I deal with it. Wait till the bass come in. One of our ancestors that I want big up. You see, because without the euphoria yesterday, black people are going like idiot. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Did you know that yesterday in 1925, the great Omawale El Malik El Shabaza, otherwise known as Malcolm X, was born 19th of May 1925. So when all them black people run up there a wedding like idiot, they never remember those that sacrificed for them. You know what? You know what amazes me about our people? How easy we can forget our own suffering. Still behave like slaves. Disgrace. I don't know wonder why things can't change for we. You see no Chinese people and the Indian people I run like them mad. Just because they choose to marry somebody that resemble us don't mean them is for us. Don't mean anything gonna change. They've had African blood flowing through them for centuries. Made no difference. Queen Victoria the first. So she want all them mixed race people out of London. Don't forget, studying the history and the story. Don't get caught up in the madness. Management hold tight. You know something like to burn the fire. Let me just say before I begin, none of the comments made here on this show does therock926.com and its management adhere to. Strictly the Prophet. But them give me the space for voice my opinion. So I respect them for the uncle spec, knee spec, uncle spec, knee spec, and Ross spec in every aspect to the management. You know, today, brothers and sisters, I'm a bit how me can put it. I'm a bit taken aback to see how we behave. You know, yesterday remind me of when Diana, Prince of Wales, was murdered. And me call it murder, that me call it. I can't nobody else what one call it, that me call it. And when she did, them kill her off and them do them little trickster move and try and make it look like it was car accident and all kind of something. Yeah? Rubbish. And them kill her. There's a bubble for the juice here. Come on, yam nothing from there, so there's a little smooth and I eat it while I talk to you, know? Real radio we deal with, you know. Not deal no pet and pamper thing, you know, real thing. I drink my juice while I chat to you. I never guess I go in the studio, I'll bring the guest in a minute, but I'm just lay the foundation for today. How quick we are to forget what has happened to us. We've forgotten, because of this wedding now, we're going to forget about how Brexit come about and how racism has increased on a massive level. We're going to forget about how we were still paying up until February of 2015 for the privilege to be free physically. We were still paying that debt, our taxes as well as other people. And we're going to forget Windrush in one day because some young woman from LA who resemble we married up, Harry decided say want to marry her and all them something there. And big old wedding and I wear white and all them something there. You think you're supposed to wear white when you're a virgin? Enough man lick her down already. So she not a virgin. That's the first thing. But uno feel say that set uno free. Yes, them invite some people there. Yes, they had what they have choir there. Them did have one black choir sing "Stand by Me." Then them there have some black preacher and them talk about love and all them thing there and rate it. Even that, if you look on the something, even that, Charles and Camilla and all them people, they look uncomfortable. But you lot was running around having street parties, anything to have a rave, any excuse to just go and put your music out on the street and start blaring it so the police them don't trouble you. Anything That is the mind of, put yourself back, take yourself, just kind of take yourself back to the plantation. When the rulers of the plantation allowed the enslavers to have a little party, or the master decides, say, well, boom, him like one of the girls, and I'm going to control her and marry her against the will of other slave holders, and then feel happy, and then forget about everything else. That's what I saw yesterday. And yesterday was Malcolm X's Earth Strong. And who was speaking about it? Malcolm X died for you and me, even though we weren't born. He died for us. He made sacrifices, and you didn't remember him? You didn't remember him? And what happened is, one of the daughters of one of the descendants of the Africans who was enslaved, Murray, the head of the family. Well, he might not the head of the family, but the head of the institution that sanctioned the destruction of African culture and civilization. Because that's what happened when they enslaved us. So don't you forget that. And you're all happy about it. Well, I don't really business who she want, man. I feel her business. She go on. Because as far as me concerned, she's the enemy. So me see it. Them people don't even have, see, in mother, in grandmother, don't even want to apologize for what her ancestors done to ours. When your child attacks another child, and you meet the other parent, the least you expect from the other parent is an apology. That's the least you can do. Because you can't get upset with the parents because of that, what happened, because children are going to have their things out of road, innit? But if the parent come and has empathy with you, you can reason with them. And it doesn't matter what the parent look like in this case. But if the parent come now and want to ignore and don't want to apologize for the action of their children, then you got issue with the parent too. And this is what I'm saying. It's almost as if we are immune to our own suffering. It's that we don't business. It's that we think we got some right being here. And don't remember those that suffered before us. I know like I sound like a scratch record every week. But I've got to talk from the mountaintop. I have to. I cannot allow us to allow ourselves to forget. That's not what this program's about. This program is about remembering and doing proactive stuff. So that's why you always hear me big up the Saturday schools and any organization that is out there doing stuff for our community. If you're doing something for our community and you want to call in and tell us what you're doing for our community, you're free to call anytime and say your thing. At any moment, any week. Irrespective of what I'm speaking about at that moment in time. Because that's what it's about. And that's what the march every year is about. It's about being proactive. Everything that we've put on that leaflet, everything that is within the Stop the Manganese campaign reflects everything that's transpired in the last 2 years. The Brexit business, the taxes we were still paying. You imagine that. Imagine that. After them pay the man them, we them pay the man them 47 million. Around about 1838. Them give them 20 million cash up front. And then the Africans had to work another 5 years to work after other 27 million for nothing. And the government barred against that for the last 184 years. And we were paying the tax. So even white people in this country who were against that, who's against that kind of behavior, they were paying tax for it still. And we, the descendants, were paying tax. And when you hear us speak about reparation, you say, oh, that was back then? And then on top of that, they create the atmosphere for our children to look at each other as the enemy. You imagine a Jew looking at another Jew as the enemy and supporting the Germans against another Jew. You imagine that? If it happened, it's rare. But that's what we do. We support the enemy of our ancestors and our people right now. Because they're our enemy, however you want to see it. And they prove to you that they are our enemy all the time. And then what we have now, the Windrush scandal. That was going on before it even come out. We were speaking about that. But what do we do as Africans? We jump up and down like gollywog slaves. Yeah, waving our hand, playing music, you know, and going on like nothing ain't, not everything alright. That's no. That's us. I include myself in that, you know. I not separate myself from my people, you know, because good, bad, or indifferent, you know. It's my people, you know. See? Good, bad, or indifferent is my people. And I'm ashamed. Yeah? Yeah? I'm ashamed to even know that our people is behaving like that. I feel shame. I see how one of my brethren, I want to look at thing I go on, I'm in place and I drive past and I see him and them thing done. You know, I know him do him look at things still because he's hustling. But still at the same time, I tell him say me burn it. I'm not feeling no way. For say me burn all them something there. We should not be engaging in nothing like that, even if it's to make money. Yeah? We must have principles that we stand by. Yeah? We must have principles that we stand by. And it seems like we don't have any. It seems like we're just willing to allow ourselves to be screwed by anybody that comes along. We ain't got no standards as a people. None at all. Anybody can just come and do what them want, when them want, how them want, to whom they want. And there's no backlash. But you make you as a black man do me something. And see how quick me ready for kill you. See how quick me ready for us come just damage you up in all kind of ways. Because that's how we behave. And the very enemy that continues to attack us. You imagine this old woman working in this country for 60 years, working at the halls of parliament. For 60 years, and the woman going for go bury somebody. And when the woman come back, they tell her she can't come back into the country. After she paid taxes, not only to the government of the day, but paid taxes for her own freedom from the enslavement of these people. This is deep in the people. It's like you can't conceive it. You want to burn the head in the sun. Like ostrich. And feel so the danger now go come. It don't work like that. Because people like me are here to remind you. I'm here, I'm your conscience. To evoke your memory, your ancestral DNA memory. We've got our children on the road murdering each other at an alarming rate. And where they're dancing in the streets. Because some white boy who happens to be a prince decides to marry some black girl. And we're happy about it. You know, we're jovial, we're over the moon. You know? We don't have Obama-itis. have Obama-itis. That's what we don't have. Because on the fees when Obama came into power, it was going to change. It did change things. It made things worse. You're there parading yourselves like coons. Huh? Black and white minstrels. Singing and dancing. That's what we're good for. Black people up in a blouse and skirt, Windsor, a camp out for cities. And what kind of madness my hear ya? Eh? You know, go on like you don't have no own. We have our own right families, you know, in Africa, you know. Not for them. Who can trace their lineage back centuries older than this here one year. And those that can't, they destroy them. They destroyed your royal families, your mores and your cultural practices. They destroyed them with them empire. And then run in there and sit down on them backside and follow them. You know what this wretch, you know disgusting, no good, backward thinking, unafricated, wicked, dirty, everything me call, you know. Worthless. When your parents used to come in the house back in the day and the place no clean up and give some backside lick and say, get up in your worthless bitch, you know, come out. Not even the plate when you can't wash. That's you lot. I was watching a Facebook thing on the Facebook the other day, and there was this young man in New York moving into an apartment in New York, and them call the police and tell the police say one black man in there with a gun. The man is armed and robbing the place. And when the police them come to check out the brother him work in Capitol Hill. The man work in the White House. Young boy, you know. But where man move to? He's moving in an apartment or in an area, probably an affluent part of New York, where he's probably the only black man living in the building. And they think, what's this coon doing coming in our building? Where him get money from? So he must be a thief. Him can't be living. He must be a thief. But that's because whenever we achieve, whenever we become financially successful in the society, we move away from our people. And we want to move amongst these people who don't like you. Even if you're marijuana for them. And so what happens is we don't create communities of our own. We destabilize our own communities. And we're fragmented. We're in all these different areas where we don't own the buildings or nothing. In the 70s and in the 70s, when they did the statistics, you know, they said 60% of Africans own their own property back then, compared to whites. Back then, you know why they own them? Because they could only depend on each other. They must have the partner and all them something there, so that they can get their deposit for buy them yard. And send for people and open up them house and make people come in and things like that. You know, there's so many of my brethren, JB from Balaam, his dad was one of the first man that did that. One of the first black club them to open up. But we don't remember these stories because nobody now tell them. You don't tell your children and you don't tell your grandchildren. And that's why they see each other as the enemy. Because you don't tell them your story. You don't tell them what happened to you. You go on like, so alright, because you get, you go to the institution, you get some papers, you have one big job up in the city and all them something there, and you go through your feet, say, yeah, boom, me there. You know what I mean? I go through, I drive big old 50 grand car and drop top sun and shine the whole and having a drop top down now and I play music, yeah. You know what I mean? It's good because the sun does make people feel good and nothing wrong in that. But you need to start fueling your own economical system. We need to create African economics. When you take that 50 grand and pay and buy that car, that money is gone out of our community. Gone. Now, I'm not saying you ain't supposed to do it. I'm not saying that at all. If that you want, then, you know, you work hard and all them thing there. But I think you need to think about it. You understand me? Because really and truly, is that car worth it? Because you drive that car out, you lose 10, 15 grand on it immediately. You couldn't sell it back for the same price. And you know, drive it. If once it come out of the port or them deliver you that the car is done, 15, 20 grand down the drain. You know how many children that can help in this country as well as in our African and Caribbean countries. Right now, we have a school in Garvey Town. We have 150 children on the waiting list that we cannot accommodate. We have about 90 children and another 150 on the waiting list. And we want to build some more classrooms. We want to build some more dormitories so that we can house our children and Africate them. And we're proposing to do a business, sell some bonds. £20 minimum you have to do for these bonds. Just £20. We're looking people to do the minimum of £60, but you could do £20. The minimum you can buy £20. We want people to do up to £60. And we guarantee to double your money in 5 years. It's strictly a business deal. These are the type of things that we need to do. Instead of jumping up like some slave because some member of the royal family in Britain decides to marry a commoner. And the commoner happens to be of African heritage. You know, some people say she's mixed race, her dad's white and all the rest of it. That's true. But her mum's African. And she's as African as any African woman. You see, she'll have locks to reggae. Yeah? So she carries her mother DNA as well as her father. And the father related to them same people. If you check him out and do the research on him and film family, them related. Them is royal. So don't think this thing's any accident. You're in tune to the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show, live here on the rock926.com. Now, if you're tuned in, you know, big up to Jabby out there in the Americas. Big up to my listeners in the Americas, in Africa and the Caribbean and Europe. Rise up to yourself. Sabella and crew, up under, all tight. Big up all the groups them. African Unite. Big up on yourself. So if you want send a text in, just let me know on the lock in. Let me switch on the number. The number is 07539. And if you're phoning from abroad, it's plus 44 07539. No, if you're calling abroad, you drop the 0. Yeah, but 07539 695 245 and 07539 695 245. And I'm going to introduce my guest in the studio today. A young queen who's out there campaigning for justice for her son, and not only for her son but for the rest of our sons. And she will tell you her story. Her name is Melanin Lowe. Yeah, Otep.
Otep, King.
How you doing, sis?
I'm doing good.
Let me just move up the mic so you can talk to the people there.
Hi, greetings, people. Hope you're doing okay.
So, Melanin Lowe, tell us a bit about this. I know that I went on a bit, the beginning of the show, but that really kind of upset me. Before I go into your, what you come here to speak about, what is your opinion about this old facade of this thing here?
Well, I suppose I was shocked yesterday to see so many black people on the streets having parties and enjoying and with the British flag, and I just felt a bit I felt saddened because I felt we can't get together to unite, but we can get together to celebrate the world. You understand? Who don't even like us. You understand? There was no black family in the church at the wedding. So, you know, it was just like, for me, it was just quite deep for me. I just think, I was looking at the people thinking, look at my people, they're so... To unite, but we can get together to celebrate the world. You know, so I just feel... You know, we got our priorities very wrong. Back to front. We're supposed to be out on the road trying to help our youth that are getting killed out on the streets. You understand? But we're sitting down having drinks and buying the Royal British merchandise. And as a black woman, I find it is a bit, you know, it's a disrespect to the ancestors. You understand? You know, they I know right now they do not feel good about us as a people, because we're not even united. We're broken down, and it's them that done it, and we're not trying to find ways on how to repair ourselves. So I feel that, I don't know, for people to miss Malcolm X's birthday, to go and celebrate that, is a big disrespect, understand? And it just shows me that my people are very lost, you understand? That's why you need to get your mind educated, you understand? Start learning about your history, your mother's history, your ancestors' history, and then you'll understand why people like Kwaku, there's so many people like him who have the passion that they have about his people, you know? So, you know, I think people, we need to be joining hands together. We don't need to be worrying about what they're doing, because they're not worrying about what we're doing, you know. Our children are being killed and harassed on the street by it's us. We're out on the street killing each other, and we're not doing nothing about it. So, you know, forget about the royal family for now.
Well, give thanks. That's a Melanin Lowe giving her opinion about the whole facade yesterday. That we saw people them just engage, flag up and all them something. I mean, you know, remember, these are the same. Listen, what they don't seem to realize is that it's not called the government of Britain's royal family. It's called the royal family's government. As they say, Her Majesty's government. Yeah, and anything that they want to sanction, yeah, them have go chat to her. You see my David? You understand? So our people have to realize to themselves that these people, they view us with contempt. Yeah, and even without no respect. I mean, what kind of people? You know, somebody broke in your yard. Yeah, kidnap your children, them. Yeah, kill you off. Yeah. Rape you, kill you off and all them something. Kill off your husband and all them something there. Take your children and raise your children as their children. Yeah? And through these straight, now your children kind of find out so them people do them thing. What you expect your children them to do?
I know.
What you expect them to do? And you said a key thing that, you know, the repairing. And this is why we've engaged in this annual celebration and defiance. Because people just call it a march, but it's more than just a march. It's a show of defiance and unification. Your mojo of African people come together for one cause. Because we don't come together for one cause too often. No. That is something that is sensible. We'll come together to go to a dance and a rave, and go watch a comedy show or theatre, even football and all them something there. But we don't come together for something that is, you know, African, something that's political, that has a political ramification to it. We don't, it's like we're just immune to our own suffering. You see what I'm dealing with?
I think people are quite afraid. People live in fear. They fear the government, you understand? So they feel that they don't want to speak about certain things. And, you know, it's a lot of fear in a lot of black people. They can't be bothered to talk about our issues and talk about how to improve our issues and why things marching and reparation is something that is not just about us, it's about our ancestors, you understand? Some people they can't be bothered, it's too long, we're not going to solve it. They don't have no patience, you understand, to with the process, and this is really our problem. No, I think a lot of people do fear, the government himself, but there's a lot of people like myself. I'm not afraid. I feel like I'm a warrior,
Big up to Nevis. You logged in, Nevis, from 8 panels down there in Brixton every Saturday from morning till evening. I sell him at them. Big up yourself, Nevis. Yeah, ADE Photographic Victorians. Big up yourself over there in the Peckham area. You said something that was key, when you mentioned reparations and about the repairing of ourselves. And I probably will come back to reparations in a minute. But what I wanted to do is to tell people about your mission at the moment and what it is you're doing and how you tie reparations into that.
Well, obviously, because I'm very concerned about a lot of the things that's going on with the youth today, and me being a mother, I'm a mother of a son who's lived in that kind of lifestyle. So I'm trying. My aim is to try to reach out to black mothers, who are maybe struggling with their children or have problems with their children, or their children's being stabbed or are involved in gangs, because we need to speak up about these things. Not the only time we're going to hear a mother's voice is when a child has died. You understand? My child was stabbed up and nearly died, but the Most High saved him, you understand? So I feel I'm speaking for the mothers who don't really want to speak up about the issue, but I really want to have some kind of found a platform for us, so we can talk about things and we can come to some kind of create some solutions to our problems so we can help save our youth, you understand? And maybe educate ourselves as well, because sometimes we lack education. So if we lack education, our children are not going to be educated. So that's why they get led onto the street, because they're not educated at home. They don't really know themselves. They don't know their history. All they know is where they are, the environment where they are. So I just really want to try to build a foundation which is reaching out to mothers who are going through like whatever most mothers are going through today. I'm tired to see mothers crying for their child, and my son's 17 and my oldest son's 23. Every single day I worry about them, you understand? I do worry about other people's children, you understand? Because it's not just my child I think about all of our children, and we need to come together. We need to kind of stop talking, but come together and try to create a plan where we can more action, because without it's down to us. We can't rely on the government, not rely on the people that hate us. We have to do these things ourselves, and we keep running to them every minute. Oh, we need their funding, or we need this, or we need it to help our people. It means we're always like a slave, always running to massa for everything. But we're not. We have to rise back up as kings and queens, warriors, and and be our ancestors. You understand? Like in the image of our ancestors and come together. And basically, that's my aim. Really, I really wanna try to form some kind of family, so that we can really unite.
So that was quite inspiring. Have you spoken to other mothers? Have you got into contact with other mothers yet? Anything like that?
Yeah, I've spoke to a few mothers and who contacted me about their child and how I coped with my son's situation, and they like I said, they're having a hard time with their child, because their child is a child that does not listen, does not respect their parents. My 2 boys respect me, so I try to explain to them that every child is different, every parent is different. The way I was brought up was different, and so it's gonna be different in every aspect. So I just try to give them advice, some support, and trying to just let them know, don't give up on your child. You understand? Because once you give up on your child, that's it. They're out there. You understand what I'm trying to say? The next call you're gonna get, your child is not here. So I always stick by my children regardless, and I know that they're not perfect, you understand what I'm saying, but I talk to them mostly about just trying to stay strong, because most of them, they're just like, I can't take it no more, I just want them out, away, and I'm saying, well, what if something happens to your child while they're out there? Well, that's the life they wanted to live. No, we can't do that. I didn't carry my children for 9 months to bring them into the world for the environment or whatever to come and take away my I have to be a mother through thick and through thin. That's how I look at it, you know.
It's very inspiring to speak to you, Melanin Lowe, and to hear what you just said here. I have to be very honest in that you see, how I view things is that we're at war, and in every war you fight there's casualties. And some people are dead in a war. Yeah, for the war to be won, we have many battles that you fight. There's many battles that are fought in a war before the war is won. You see, some battles we'll win, some battles we will lose, but eventually we want to win the war. So for me, if where young people are concerned, and it depends what age group we're dealing with, I'm talking that probably from 16 on to 25. Yeah, if I'm trying to communicate with them and show them certain things and them don't want to hear, I don't really have no time for waste with them. You see me? No, hear me, I said to you. Because you are correct. Those children should have been Africated in their house. And I wanted to take you back. When you say, I don't use the word I'm educated no more. I don't deal with that word. Yeah, again, because as far as me concerned, it's a European concept. And what I'm trying to do with my children is to Africate them. I'm trying to give them knowledge from an African perspective, and so I don't say education no more. Yeah, because we got a lot of educated African people, and they're not doing that for African people. You follow what I'm saying? So I don't use that concept again. So, in terms of when you said that if parents are not, I quote you, if parents are not educated, then you can't give them no education. But my thing is, parents are not Africated, then you can't give them no Africation. You know. What kind of Africation are you talking about?
Well, it's that self-knowledge, just knowing about your ancestors, what they went through, the struggles they went through, because if you don't know, before I didn't know anything before, and when I started to know, I started to appreciate my ancestors, appreciate my culture, value myself more, stop wearing weave and stop, I started to love myself and love. Let me
stop you there. We've got, and just to let people know, I'm going down to 8 o'clock, so management just text me and ask me if I want an extra hour, and we'll take it down to 8 o'clock, because I think we're going to have a good show with the sister and give you opportunity to speak to the sister. But let me take you back. You said you started to love yourself. You stopped wearing the weave. So you used to wear weave and
I used to wear weave. I used to wear fake eyelashes, fake nails. I lived in weave. My weave was nearly at the back. I used to stick it in all the time. I lived in a weave. I'd never seen my natural hair most of my life, basically. I didn't use...
Let me stop you there. Listeners, I know they say, quick, make me chat now, man. Wallad, man. Wallad. But just one, you said most of your life you weared weave. From what age?
But when I was like 14, 15.
So what made you wear that? What, did your mum wear weave?
No, my mum was the person who permed her hair. I was following my friends. And I wanted long hair, because I had short hair, but I wanted long hair. And as I said, it was a follow thing. I was quite, I don't know, I love the American way, women, how they have their hair long and that. So when I was in the lost stages, you understand, I didn't know who I was at that time, you understand. I had no Africation, in that sense, but I did get it in the house from my mum and dad, because both of my parents are us, you understand, so they're both conscious, and they did bring us up, but obviously we shied away from it. But I don't know.
You said we. How many of you is there?
There's 2 of us.
Okay. A girl, boy?
Boy, and...
Boy, they wear weave too?
No, but I used to be on the alcohol, drinking and doing all the he used to live that kind of life. So I mean, I did. When I look back, and I think, that's why now I appreciate myself. Now I can wash my own hair. My hair feels free. I feel like myself. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, there's other things I'm working on at the moment, but.
So where was the turning point, my queen?
I just
what age were you when you stopped? When you realized, well, I them something again?
When I was in my 30s, and I'm 40 now. So it's just the other day. You know, it was.
So what happened? What was the point? What did you hear? What transfixed you to make that change?
I started to feel like spiritually. I was getting these kind of feelings that I'm supposed to change. You understand? I don't know. It just come. I just woke up and I said, I'm not a European. Why am I wearing this hair? It's damaging my hair. It's costing a lot of money. I got hair. So one day I just went to the barber shop. I said to the woman, look, just shave my hair to number one. So I did that, and then I bought a wig. I wear the wig and then let my hair grow. And then since I start seeing it lift up, I just said that's it. So now I try to encourage my friends to let go of that, because I call them Nigerians. That's what I call them. They laugh. They like the word. You understand? But I'm trying to show them that is not us. That isn't us. We're trying to be like them, and they ain't really trying to wear afro. They're not trying to be African. But we're trying to be British, like a European, like them. So, I mean, for me, I feel like I feel good now. No one can't look at me and say, "Well, you're wearing this fake hair and that." So,
So how did it make you feel within yourself? Did you feel that, you know, when you start wearing something, then did your energy feel different?
I felt like a black woman.
See.
I feel like a real black woman, you understand? Someone, yeah, like I love myself, like I'm not ashamed of how my hair is, and I just, I love myself, like I love my blackness, you know what I mean? Like I love when it gets sunny. I just love to be in the sun and get dark, you know what I mean? I love when I was younger, I used to be darker, so I realized living in a cold climate country your melanin can kind of go away. So yeah, I love being black, man. I've never ever felt the need to want to be light skin, or I've always from the age of 12 knew that blackness was something special.
So even at 12 then that you knew that blackness was something special. What led you into that? What made you move?
I strayed. Friends.
You say your father and your mother, them are Ras. You never thought of a natty up and everything there?
When I started my transition, when I started growing my hair, I was thinking, what should I do with it? Should I rust it? Should I, No,
I'm talking when you was 12.
No, I wasn't. My mum wasn't a Russ at that time, because she was still perming her hair and them things, but she's a Russ now.
Oh, so your mum was an influence then, because she was perming, she weren't wearing
and getting her nails done and that. So, but it was more friends I was following. You understand? It wasn't really my mum was watching. Really, it was really.
Well, you see, let me stop you there, my queen, because it is your mum. Because your mum wasn't wearing her natural hair, she was perming the hair, which is straightening it. And the weave is only an extension of the straightening. You follow what I'm saying? But because your brethren them was on it too, and your mum was perming and doing the fingernails and all them things, for you as a young woman, that was your mentor as a female. And then your other female friend their mum them probably doing the same thing. So you all went on it. Would I be correct?
Yeah, you're correct. You are. Yeah, you're right. But I mean, my personal experience, I wasn't looking at mummy thinking, because mummy never wear weave. Mummy just used to perm her hair. So, but I was a weave head. People used to call me weave head. There would be no time at all I would not see. Never see my natural hair, never. And it just, I don't know.
So you're the Brazilian weave and all
them things. When I look at sisters with them, I don't feel good. I'm like, everywhere I turn, a black woman is wearing a weave. Everywhere
it's like an epidemic, isn't it?
Yeah, everywhere you go, the young girls, and the way how they're doing it now, it looks so real. The way they make it blend in, and they make it.
But in yam out them forehead, isn't it?
Whoa, basically.
You didn't yam out your forehead because you look like you have a bit of forehead there.
Yeah, but we did a little bit of damage. But when I see sisters, it makes me appreciate myself more, because it makes me feel that I'm returning back to my natural self. You understand? I'm going back to the ancestors. You understand?
So at 40 now, you've gone natural. You got a 23-year-old son, a 17-year-old son. How were they when they saw that change with you? Did that make a difference in the household, or? Oh
yeah, it did, because they didn't want mummy wearing fake hair. Mum, why'd you have to wear fake hair all the time? Where's your real hair? Like, always want to see my real hair, and I'm all hiding underneath this and I'm hiding underneath that. But they didn't really like it. They didn't like it. So
even then, your sons were quite conscious then.
They are, to be honest, but they are they are conscious because, like I said, they get their affirmation from me. You understand, and that's why they are the way they are. You understand, like my sons will tell you, they're African. You understand, that's how they are. They don't, they understand that the history, but they just get on with their life. But they like my son said to me the other day, he's like, Mom, I don't like white girls. I like black women, and he's only 17. You understand what I'm trying to say? But I know that when he was young.
That's strange because most of them now they're into the mix and blend, isn't it?
No, well, I think because obviously his dad's with a mixed race, so he's watched them and he's thinking, nah, I'm not liking that. So, and he's seeing me because he said to me the other day, Mum, you're just beautiful. I just have to tell you, you're such a beautiful soul. You're this beautiful woman, and he's only 17. He praises me with love. You understand what I'm saying? Because I don't show them that I'm a loving mother, but I'm also strict as well. So it's a balance. You understand? There's things I will tolerate. There's things I don't. You understand? I don't just you this and that. There's a balance. So like now he's going on a little course. He's sorting out his life. He don't want to know nothing about the streets no more. And he said, Mom, I want to achieve something in life. I want to make you proud. You understand? And
so let me slow down there. So this is the son that got stabbed up. Was it because he was in a gang and it was a gang-related issue?
Well, he was in a gang, and basically what happened is his friends in his gang obviously robbed another gang, and in the process somebody got stabbed up in the process. So I suppose it was more revenge thing. If we see anyone from that gang, then we're gonna sort it out. But it was in Essex at the time, you understand? And I'm thinking, why are you in Essex? What are you doing up there? So
I can tell you why.
Yeah, and I can tell you now. You understand what I mean? So, so what happened is.
So wait, hold on. It was a gang in Essex.
Yes, it was in Essex at the time. So it was So
his gang is from where?
They're from London.
So from London, gone to Essex.
They went to go to Essex. You understand? So he followed them up there.
So he was a national gang, national gangster.
You understand? So. They was up there with that, you understand? So you know how this turf war thing goes, you understand what I'm trying to say? You're in another place where you're trying to do something in another man's territory, which, why are you even doing that anyway? But that's just
we get the gist.
Yeah. So they kidnapped him. Yeah, man. They run him over first. They see him, run him over. Took him in the car, took him 2 hours away from where the destination he was, told him to strip off his clothes. Obviously just beating him, innit? Like, you know what I mean? They were basically telling him, yeah, your boys did this, and they're telling him you're gonna die tonight, you know. They're telling him 4 or 5 times, said tonight you're gonna die. So he said to them, can I call my mum? And they said, no, you can't call your mum. You understand? So at that moment in time, when I asked him back now, he said, Mum, at that moment in time I thought that was it. Because they were telling me, they were like professional. They'd see us gas the whole lot, all change off clothes and all them things there. So they were professional, you understand? But they were young, you understand as well, just like him. But
let me stop you there a minute. I want you to carry on. This gang in Essex, were they a black gang or
black?
Gang? A black gang?
It's a black and black. It's a black.
Okay, carry on.
And so they took him. They did whatever. So I don't know if the Most High just come in at him and just say, you know what, run. Just run and don't even look. So he said, Mum, I just got up. I said, I was fighting them up, even though they were stabbing. Because they stabbed him a good 20 times, you know. Yeah, you understand? The 3 of them are trying to stab in at one person, you understand? So he ran, and and you could see them behind him, but I think they must have thought, you know what, let's make him go. Do you understand? Let's make him go, because he's far, he's in Essex, he's not even, you know what I mean? So he might drop down dead down the way, you understand? So he went to someone's door. They didn't even let him in. They throw him down, because it's a white people area, you understand? So they see a black boy down there wanting help. So so from then he said that was all he remembered. So I got a knock on my door at 5 a.m. in the morning. 2 white men at my door, and they said, your son's been stabbed in the bum. So I just was thinking my son was dead. You know what I mean? I was thinking, how am I going to get to Essex? You know what I mean? So I had to wait a few hours, and I was like, when I got there, I couldn't believe what they done to him. Like, how can you do that to your own? But then in my mind, when after I hear the story, I'm saying, well, your boys did the same thing. So what kind of anger you lot are carrying to the point where you don't want to fight? They wanted to kill my son that day to show the rest of them, say, if we see any of you lot, you understand? Because what they were doing, they were using my son's phone to phone their friends and saying, yeah, we got one of your boys, you understand what I'm trying to say? They were offering him weed, if you want to smoke a spliff, and like, I just thinking these people's the mentality, you understand? Because they're coming like they're between 18 and 20, they're them type of ages. And
what happened? Did the police find any of them? Or?
Well, my son wasn't willing to give any information to them. You understand? He wasn't interested in giving no police info. You know how the road goes already. If you talk to police, and he don't want to be walking on what having to watch his back all the time. So police kind of was trying to get information. Then I never heard from them again. You understand? Because they come to my house. Talking about they want to search here and search. I said, come in my house and search. You ain't finding nothing in here. You know what I mean?
That's strange. Your son is a victim, but they want to search your house.
You
see, this is the racism that African people have to bear. He is a victim. Whatever that victim is, he's a victim. But they want to come search female. Them don't want to go look for the boy who juke him up, you know. They want to come at female because he must involve in or something.
Yeah, because they're thinking, why doesn't he want to talk? You understand? You've been stabbed up so many times, like nearly dead on your death, you nearly die. You understand what I'm trying to say? You're nearly just close to dying. You know, so I wasn't trying to sit down and encourage him because I'm not into the Babylon system. So I wasn't trying to sit down and tell him, say, boy, you must go to the police or whatever. I said, whatever you feel to do, and you do. And he's just left it. So more time I asked him questions about it and they say, you're all right. It doesn't trouble you because obviously it's things that can traumatize someone. You understand what I'm trying to say? But what that made him be more defensive towards his owner. You understand what I'm trying to say? So when he sees a black boy on the road and he might be wearing a hoodie, it potentially could be somebody. You understand what I mean? And that's how it is on the road for them. So the other day he was explaining to me how it is for them on the road because the big youth them are trying to recruit them. You understand, to be these.
Yeah, I think your son was recruited and he was sent up there to go and do his thing, and a man catch him on their ends.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be very truthful and honest. When I say this, it's down to the father because the father will make him do them things. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because that's his lifestyle. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's not really.
You mean film daddy?
Yeah. You understand what I'm just where you get them thing there from? You understand what I'm saying?
So does he have a relationship with his father? I mean,
he's with his dad. You understand what I'm trying to say? That he shares we share. When he's up his dad, he goes to his dad. He comes to me. So yeah, his dad's been there from the beginning. He ain't never, you know what I mean. Financially, he's a good dad, but anything else, he's not. You understand where I'm coming from? He's not. You know, he's only financially. He can buy you this and buy that, but he can't sit down. He's talking about he's dyslexic, which is fine. You're dyslexic. You ain't.
Look, listen, let me say I know a lot of people who's dyslexic, and most of the dyslexic people I know are quite successful. They have their own businesses. They're running their business and things like that. That don't mean you can't be a good mother or father if you're dyslexic. That's just an excuse as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I know it's an excuse, and he's never worked. You understand? So my son's obviously, but like I said, since things have been going on, he's just changed. You understand? He actually wants to leave London and everything. You know, he just wants to have a positive life. He's got a girlfriend. You know what I mean? So now he don't even spend time with no friend. He's always with his little girlfriend. You understand? And I always know where my child is. You understand what I'm trying to say? I have to know where my child is. I'm always forever texting. Where are you? You safe? You all right? You understand? Because I know what it's like. I could imagine what it's like for them. You're just on the road with your little friends, and you got the big boys coming in the big car and wanna come say, "Come here, my you." You know what I mean? And antagonizing them. You understand? So they're under peer pressure. It got to the point where I start finding big Rambo knife in my house and them things, and I'm looking at these weapons. I'm saying, what?
Oh, so you search up in room there?
Me search up because I have to start search up now. If you see, because I'm thinking, is my son innocent in this? Is he involved in things? But when I sit him down and explain to him, he's like, Mum, how am I going to defend myself? So imagine you're living in a place and you have to be worrying and having to think about how you're going to defend yourself and from your own people, so right now the war that's going on with them today is more retaliation. Somebody's disrespecting someone on internet, or there's someone's disrespecting someone's sister, or someone's robbed someone. It's always something. That's why when people say innocent, they're innocent. We don't know if they're innocent. We don't know what they done to someone else's child, so we can't call them, say that they're innocent.
You see, and my queen, I respect that position that you've taken, because I've always said to people, I don't swear for my children, because me know what me was like when me was a youth. And some of the things me to get on the road, if my mother and father never knew about it, to blow not, see. So, this happens when you're with your group of friends, yeah. You have that loyalty. I think, and strange, because one of my friends' dad, one of my gang, we had our little gang, we used to call our gang a crew. And his father passed away the other day, and we buried him. And he came over from the States, and we all got together, and we were just reminiscing about when we were youth, what we used to do, and think it's not that much different, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? So, and my father was nothing like that. Nothing like that. My mother was nothing. They went to work. My mum was a devoted Christian. Dad went and played darts. Have him look a pint at the pub, come home. That was it. But when we went on road and you with your brethren, them, you're just on a different flex completely. Only in that most of our wars was with Europeans, because of the racism that was going on at that time. How's your older son? What does he do?
Well, he's at uni, so he wants to get into doing some kind of like architecture work and stuff like that. You see, that's the thing, is they're both so different. You understand what I mean? They're both so different. I don't really like the way my big son is, but I like it in the sense that he stays on the positive side, because he's a little bit, the way he dresses. Well, I suppose he's just himself. He's just being himself. He's like, Mum, I'm not into no Nike and Mats or whatever. I'll just wear any trainers and whatever. But he's a bit plain and them kind of thing.
So, well, you want to see him wear Nike and them thing there?
No, it's not me that want him to see it, but I don't know. You just think, why is that one like that and one is like that? You understand? It's just different.
Well, he's comfortable in himself, isn't he?
Yeah. And so he likes to educate me a lot. He's like, Mum, we're not dealing with no church business. And he's like, I hope you didn't christen me and I didn't baptize me. I said no, because I didn't get baptized. I get baptized. I didn't even go to church when I was young. I wasn't allowed. You understand? So I didn't baptize none of my children, and I never made them go to church. You understand? Because I didn't get raised like that. So I didn't, So he does try to intervene when it comes to my son, but my son, he will listen to me. He won't listen.
When it comes to his younger brother, yeah?
Yeah. He won't really, my son won't really listen to him, you understand? He will just be like, oh, who is he to come and tell me this and that? But if I talk to him, he will listen. But the dad's dealing with violence, you get what I'm trying to say? You doesn't know how to talk to your child. He likes to use violence, and you can't be in your 30s licking a 70-year-old. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's the kind of thing, what I have a challenge with them. But my big son is doing good. He's doing good. He's not.
So the very serious experience you went through, and as a mother, what was your emotions like when you saw him like that?
Oh, I was just in tears. I was just crying. I mean, even when his dad arrived, he just broke down in tears. And I've never seen that guy cry, so even now I've got tears in my eyes. But yeah, like seeing him just there, I just couldn't believe it. I just thought, wow. Imagine when I heard the knock and I saw police downstairs, I thought they were about to tell me someone had killed my son. So when I saw him like that, you just feel so, you feel more overprotective. Like I'm more overprotective over him now. I'm more like, whatever he wants, I'll give to him now. You understand? Because I don't want him to feel like he needs to go out on the road or go anywhere to get it. You understand? So, but before I never used to be like that. But I always say to him, if you do positive and you do good, then you can get things in life, your awards in life. You understand? I'm not trying to say you can't have this and you can't have that, but you need to be showing me, say, you can do more with your life. instead of all this music you listen to that don't really make no sense to me. It's not positive, you know. Your friends them are not positive. So, but now he's just different. He talks.
And has that change come since he's been stabbed, or?
Well, like I said, the stabbing, it changed. It has changed him. It did change him. Yeah, it did. It's changed his mindset. You know what I mean? So all through last week, he's been going on meetings to go on a couple courses and stuff like that. So it's quite serious. You understand? Because he knows it's either prison or death. He knows it's either one. So if you're not really doing nothing and you want to be like the typical boy on the road, because I can tell him, if you want to, that's the life you want to live, then you understand.
But I would say that, my queen, is not the typical boy on the road. I mean, from statistical research, it's only about 25 to 30% of our children are engaged in that kind of behavior. The other 70% are doing, you know, good stuff. But that's the part that's promoted the most.
I noticed that. I noticed they don't really speak about the positive, the positive black people in the world. You know, they always seem to highlight all the negative. And I think with this whole thing going on with this whole killing and stuff, they've made it look very, very bad. But it is a problem. It is a very big problem. You understand?
So how do you see yourself in the scheme of things, in terms of what is it that you want to create with this mothers group? I mean, have you started it? Have you started anything, or?
No, I haven't started anything. Right now, I'm just trying to get to know mothers at the moment. You know, we're getting to know each other. You know, trying to find out what we can do. Maybe on hot days we can organise little events and go out and, you know, talks and stuff like that. So that's what I'm doing at the moment, trying to see, you know, and even having a little YouTube channel where we can, you know, to share our thing and what we're doing, and try and get people from most areas, not just South London, you know what I mean, north, east, south, west, you know, go like what the gang them are doing, do you understand, like going around, you know, and even, you know, kind of talking, trying to
I think that what we need to do, we need to mention what you mean by the gang, because people might think it's a gang. There's an organisation called Gang. Is it Guiding a New Generation, G.A.N.G, Guiding a New Generation. These are young people. They're not that young. I mean, they're in their 30s, isn't it?
Yep.
Some of them in their 20s, who were involved in gangs and things like that, and goes round to different estates and try to engage with the gangs and things. You can see them on. They got a Facebook page and they got a YouTube page, I think, as well. Yeah. So that type of stuff you're thinking of.
Yep.
But from an African woman's perspective.
Yeah, and from a female, you know, for the mothers, because the you know, the kings are doing it for the kings. You understand? So the women, there are strong women out here. Yeah, we have to do it for ourselves. You understand? And then we come together. You understand? So they correct themselves, we correct ourselves on this side, and then we come together at the end. You understand? Because there needs to be more. We need to be amongst each other more. You understand what I mean?
Do you feel that the publicity that this has been getting, because I mean, stations like LBC has been really speaking a lot about this, specifically I think Sheila Fergity, they call her. She's been on a campaign with this gang thing, and that station's been, it's been on BBC Radio London, it's been on Galaxy. I've spoken about it. Danny God's spoken about it on his show. I think Minty spoke about it on Conscious Radio. And so this type of publicity that it's getting, even though we're trying to do it from an African perspective, what good do you think that can do?
To be honest, I don't think it's going to do any good, because this thing hasn't been just going on today and yesterday. This thing's been going on for a very long time. But because it's black people doing it, it's more highlighted. You understand? I've noticed that when they do certain things, it's always a little small section in the newspaper. You understand what I mean? You can't see it. You understand? But we see with because they dislike us so much, they want to make it. They're always trying to make us look bad.
I was listening to LBC one day, and there were some people called up from up north and different places, and they're saying, "Oh, you're talking about like it's only black people that's happening. There's a lot of white gangs up here, and this is the same things happening, but we're not getting no publicity," kind of thing. So it's almost as if they were upset that there was more publicity about what was happening with the African people than that was happening to themselves. So, what sort of things do you think that a woman, an African woman group, can bring to the table?
Stronger mothers, educate, Africated mothers, you understand, who can more handle the situation at home, you understand, because a lot of mothers are struggling with their youths at home, you understand, when they're in the home, the youth's disrespecting the mother, you understand, doing what he pleases in the house, he hasn't got no respect, so he needs to learn how to respect women, just period, you understand, so I think it's a lot of that, I think it will help. If the kings can hear our voice, then they will know what we need from them, and they will know what to do. So vice versa, and then we come together. You understand? So I think it's just trying to learn how to find ways to unite. You understand? Because we're trying so many things, but it ain't happening. So let's try another way. Maybe small groups become big groups, and then you understand. See how it goes from there. But seeing yesterday's little hype, I just thought, wow. Why can't we get together as a people for our own thing, for our own situation and our own problems? You understand?
There was an event in a playground called Dexter a few weeks ago, and I passed down there to meet somebody, to tell the truth, and they're trying to save that place, keep it in the community. And there was a brother down there that I had war with back in the day, it was proper, like he wanted to kill me and I definitely wanted to kill him, and we were talking, and it was just after the stabbing of the 12-year-old. It was the day after, some 12-year-olds and youth, and so I said, don't you think we should go there and just send a little message to the youth and show them, say, look, we were at that, but look at us now, kind of thing, I went, and because all we could see, there was music playing and they were selling stuff and there was no kind of message being sent. And I felt to myself that in a situation like that we, whoever the organisers were, they should have sent a message. You don't have your people in that space and you don't use it to send a message, And so I went up there and I had to coerce him because he didn't want to do it. He's a bit shy, but I couldn't believe it, to tell the truth. And we went up there and we stood up and I started to talk on the mic and started to say, look, me and this man here was bitter enemies, and then one young man come and took the mic, probably one of the one. I know the young man, and they just started to talk a whole load of different kind of stuff, which I thought was quite rude, I've yet to speak to him about it when I see him, but I think that situations like that are practical situations where we can go and speak to young gang members. Ooh, look, me and this man was bitter enemies. He's got a mark in his head from me and I got a mark on my hand from him. This is not no play thing. You know what I mean? But when we check what it was our stupidness. You know what I mean? But I suppose that in your son's situation we can call it stupidness, but I always remember doing a show many years ago when I said, it's not gangs that's creating the problem, it's business. People ain't doing business properly. That's a man's territory. But
in reality, they don't have no territory.
But listen to what I'm saying to you. Your son is from London, and that's Essex. That's like they've gone in another man's head. Let's just talk the thing.
It's true. That one there.
It's business. You don't. Gangs have been existing in this country for years. I mean, back in the 60s, you had the South London gang, you had the East London gang, which was like the Cray brothers, and over here it was the Richardsons. You know what I mean? And the Crays didn't go on the Richardson territory, and the Richardsons didn't go on the Cray territory, because they knew whoever go on the territory, rude boy, is war. Man is gonna dead. So let's not play this thing like it don't happen. This is what our children has inherited from this society. They've had the gangs, the Mods and Rockers, the Skinheads, and that type of stuff, Hell's Angels, man I walk with chain and all them something. So they've had their gangs. No, the National Front was actually a racist organisation. Okay. Yeah, it wasn't. It's a gang, but it was an organisation. And so they don't do business, And let's take out what they're selling and deal with the fact it's business, because they're actually entrepreneurs. They're doing business. They're selling products. They are servicing a need and a want. People want these things, and a lot of these people them that takes this cocaine and all them kind of these white people. It's their drug. They love it. Yeah, they had a program on it the other day about the amount of cocaine that's being taken in Britain. It's astronomical. So we know that it's not our children bringing this stuff in the country. It's coming in here via the government. You know, the government know it's coming in.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's too much. I mean, that's come to feed that type of addiction. That's coming in container loads. Ain't coming in somebody's belly. You understand? Right? And so, you know, a man give you something to sell, and he give you on consignment. Sell the man things and give the man his money, and everything's alright. But what man's doing now? Man, I give them things, them sell the things, and them I try bad up the man now. You know that man now. I think defend him integrity and defend him. You know, can't come and bad him up. And that's what it is. They don't know how to do business properly. You got to learn how to do business properly. Do you follow what I'm saying to you? That aside, all of it is not about drugs. You know, something is just bravado. And when young men reach between the ages of 13 up to 25, the testosterone levels increase, and they want to prove that they're a man. You understand me? So they want to fight and things like that. And so, like what you're talking about, trying to set up on what the young men that was in the gang is doing. In actual fact, if we look at that in the totality, that's an African rites of passage. You see what I'm dealing with? And so men need to show young men how to become men, and women need to show young women how to become men. Because then you meet.
Some of the women, young girls are moving like the boys them. You know what I mean? So, it's like I said, it's not just even just about mothers for me. I'm doing like young females, like they're 12, going to school. So even the other day I just saw some at the bus stop and I was just chatting to them, you know, just normal, like, you know. And it's just, it's amazing that some of them are just like, oh, you know, we sometimes we don't feel like going to school because of what's going on. And, you know, there are some good children out there, you understand, who do want to do things with their life, you understand. So me, I'm one of those people. I will see youth on the road and I will talk to them, you understand, like, you know, like, why are you on the street, like, it's late, go home, you understand. Bad things can happen to you out here, you know what I mean. Some of them will listen and some of them will be like, who are you to, you understand. So
I know that we've been focusing a lot on the young men, but I've noticed a phenomenon from the other day that there's a lot of young women on the road, young girls, and their whole behaviour is just appalling. I mean, some of them and them a shop and one of them a go on and then come on the bus and all them something that, you know, what do you think you could do about that? What I'm saying is that I know that you want to do things from where the young men are concerned, but I think that we got you know, the gang guy them there, and then we got Manhood Academy. You know, they're doing their thing, and there's a few other things. You know, People Nation of Islam, West London's got a little group that they're dealing with and things like that. You know what I mean? I got a card right here. Yeah, Young Leaders Academy, and so, you know, there's that, but I don't think there's much things out there for the young African women.
Yeah, no, there isn't. This is why I decided that I wanted to be more involved with the female side and the mothers and you know, the young queens out there. I'm not really trying to, you know, because I know that the kings them are doing their thing there, but I don't see much female organisations going on. So that's why me and my friend just sat down and said, what should we do to start it off? You know what I mean? Maybe approach some people, maybe if they don't mind me to just video them, having their chat, you understand? And it all starts from there, you understand? And, you know, because everything has to start from somewhere, but I wouldn't mind visiting couple schools, you know what I mean? It's just like, there's a lot of people who's come to me to ask me if, like, I'm going on BBC One Panorama.
Oh, you're going to be in Panorama? Okay.
Yeah.
Tell the people them when.
It's next month. This week I'm going to be doing filming, so next month I'll be obviously on your TV talking about obviously knife crime. It's basically a documentary about the knife crime, about the black community, and just basically trying to talk about how to create solutions, you know what I mean? So that will be my opportunity to speak about everything, you know, that's going on, and I'm going to be very real about everything, even if it's to do with my own personal life, you know what I mean? I think that we need to be real about what's going on, you understand? Because even some of us, you know, we sit down and we say, wow, I know a man is like that. You understand? We mingle around people that move the same way than these little youth, you understand? But I decided I don't want to know people like that, you understand? I don't want to know people like that, you know what I mean? Because that means that, that's not bad, there's a bit of confusion there, you know what I mean? But I'm using this whole TV, radio thing to kind of get my voice out. And, you know, because like I said, when I was on Galaxy, I got a lot of people give me their number, contact them, you know, like me to work with them and stuff like that. So, like I said, if you start from somewhere, something must happen, you understand? Something positive as well.
I think that you look like you're gonna create waves, and you know, we give thanks to it. At this point in time, I'm gonna open the lines if you want to ask the sister any questions, or you're sending in a text 07539 695 245. That's 07539 695 245. You're in tune to Nubian Forum Talk Show, live here on the rock926.com, inside the studio with Sister Melanin Lowe. Is that it? Melanin Lowe. Melanin.
Yeah,
Melanin Lowe. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to start up I got a text here. Read. Asks the sis what attracted her to her children's father, and why does she think her older son is weird? Because he's not into name brand. Is this not the beginning of the problem? And that comes from 618.
Okay, well, what attracted me to my son's father is that obviously he wasn't the way how he is today. He wasn't the way he was back in the day, like back in when I first met him. So he's completely changed. So when I met him, he was charming, treated me good. He was good. He wanted to settle down. You understand? So in the beginning, it was all, you know, lovely. In regards to my son, I don't have a problem with the stuff that he wears. Because I don't wear name brand. I don't wear Nike and Adidas or nothing like that. So it's not something that I'm driven by. But because I'm so used to seeing the young black boys in that type of attire, innit? So it's like, how come he's so different? You understand? So he doesn't really explain to me how he's so different. But no, I don't have a problem with it. He's my son. He's unique. You know what I mean? And I don't have a problem with it.
Right. Otek, cool. One second. Otek, caller, what's your name and where you calling from?
Oh, Hotep from Kwaku.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear her? Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, Melanin.
Hello, sis. How you doing?
Not too bad. I've heard you on Galaxy before.
Oh, sis, told you I'm popular now.
Yeah, but I couldn't get to call you or ask you any questions before.
Oh.
I'm going to ask you and Brother Kwaku one question.
Okay.
Kwaku, do you believe that this is not programmed by the government?
I think everybody knows my opinion, but let's ask the sister her opinion. Do you think this is not programmed by the government?
Meaning what?
The old. I'll ask you a question again, sis. Go on.
I mean, I heard what she just said. I mean, sinister's going on manipulating our children into this so-called gang.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the government has a playing hand in it?
Do you think the government has a playing hand in it?
I do think they play a part in it, but there's so many platforms that are responsible as well. You know, it's not just the government, but I do believe they do play a role in it, and I do believe that they don't have a problem with it because, like I said, some of it is the music. They won't shut down the sites that promote these music that the youth are listening to, so they do play a part in it by kind of allowing it to be promoted in some way. So, but it's a kind of like it's across 22. It could be so many different things that have created this problem. You know what I mean? It's many reasons, but yeah, I do believe that they play a part in it, definitely.
Do you think it's a psyops? What I mean by psyops is psychological warfare.
Yeah, basically.
That is part of the first question that I asked. So, and Kwaku said something very important when he said there's only 25% of our boys doing it, and 75% of our children are quite good. So that's why I said, is this part of the psyops as well?
Okay.
I need Kwaku to answer that because I think he knows where I'm going with this.
Yeah, my sister, you know, this is something that not only myself, greater than me before I was born, spoke about this. There's a book written by a great elder called The Miseducation of the Negro. Now this book was written in the 1920s, written by Carter G. Woodson. He's the person that came up with African History Week in February, which later became African History Month, which they changed here to October, but it's celebrated everywhere else in February. Yeah, and now we can get into the shorter month and all the rest of that type of stuff, but I would call it the misafrication of African people, because we have not been Africated about who we are. We have not been Africated about the concepts of how we've arrived here, our journey, especially those of us who are descendants of the kidnapped people and those of us who are the descendants of the colonized people. Because when they kidnapped us from Africa and took us to the Americas and they carry us beyond, they still colonize our homeland. And so even the education system that is there is not an Africated education system. It's a Eurocentric education system that makes whichever colonial master who was the colonial masters of that particular region makes their homeland the motherland instead of the motherland that our people are on. So yes, my queen.
Yeah, I heard you on LBC, Kwaku, and also at LBC as well, and the programming that's done on LBC is perpetuating this thing about our people and our children. You know they're going to always target our children in any which way they can, and that's part of it. But I'll rise up to the sister because the only thing we can do practically on the ground is what she's doing, like trying to protect our children, keep them away from trouble, and make sure. And use the word disciplined and principles today, Kwaku, and I think that needs to be applied in our family, despite the ongoing onslaught on us.
Yeah, I think as well, my queen, that people misconstrued when you use the word discipline. They assume it means to beat your children, abuse them.
No, I don't mean it in that way.
It means
yes.
children know that there's a borderline.
Yes. And another thing, the fathers, I'm sorry to bring this up, must be involved in this. I know we keep on saying the women this and putting the women that, but whether you're married or not with the father or some male figure, the boys need that. It's so important. I think you talked about that last couple of weeks as well, Kwaku, so I didn't hear that.
So, definitely. I think, we're dealing with the concept of Mahat. Within our Saturday school, Nubian African Community Foundation School, we move from the principle of Mahat and its balance. When you're a male, there has to be a female. When you're a female, there has to be a male.
Even though it's an uncle or it's like you could be, when you're having trouble like that, women out there, please seek out male support as well. Don't believe the hype that men are bad and stuff like that. We know we've got our problems there, but they want us separated, and it makes our children vulnerable. So any kind of support, I'm not asking the sisters to go with bad men that obviously they're good, but there's other male support, other male systems, and we need to keep those systems strong. I won't stay too long, but rise up to the sister. I'll be looking out for you, so don't tell me you won't be getting away from me. So rise up to you, sister. So yeah.
Thank you, sis.
Thanks for the time, Kwaku.
Sis, before you go, you didn't tell us where you're calling from.
You've heard my voice before. I'm just
what area?
South London.
South London, right then. Just South London. All right, give
this ain't no postcode lottery, Kwaku,
even people we want to know how far we go, if we're close, we're near, whatever. You know what I mean, Queen?
I understand that saying. I like your new station. I've been listening to you, but I've never had the number to call, and I got it today, so that's good.
Okay, I share. I'll tell.
Okay, then rise up. Bye.
Well, there we have a sister from South London who called in to give us a view of how things are. The number is 07539695245. If you're phoning from abroad, you just dial +44 and drop the 07539695245. Big up Daphne, because Daphne, you told me, say you're listening to the show, man, every week. But give me a call in. So all time, Daphne was one of our friends from back when I was growing up. You know what I mean? One of our friends, and Adolf and all them thing there. I don't know if any member of the crew is listening. Yeah, I did send out the details about the show. And if you just tuned into the show, we're going down to 8 o'clock. So you can let people know. So we're going down to 8 o'clock this evening. Management's giving me an extra hour, so we can stay on until 8 p.m. And so we're here speaking about with the Sister Melanin Lowe, who's looking to start an organization for women, mothers, African mothers, to do positive things within our, or balance thing in our community. And so the sister is here, and if you want to ask her any questions, if you want to share anything about how you're getting on with your children, especially your young boys, but the girls as well, you know what I mean? Well, I know what I'm going to get them too, because the girl them, they imagine themselves, you know what I mean? And then when I let them off at the hook, see. And also, Melanin and I has been discussing this euphoria of yesterday, being that it was Malcolm X's Earth Strong yesterday. Nobody spoke about Malcolm X. There's nothing on about Malcolm X who sacrificed his life for us, Remember Malcolm X come here in the 60s, and lecture in Oxford University and all them place there, See? And there was nothing said about Brother Malcolm. Yet Brother Malcolm died for us. Died so that we could have the privilege to even sit on here and have a look at one-away reasoning and all them something there. And all our people them was on about, well, this little girl I marry up this little ginger here boy and all them something there. And people are going mad and partying and all them something there. It really, God man, it really got to me, Sister Melanin. It really got to me to see that. It took me back to, them days on the plantation, where we were just, Olin Caller, where we were just happy that Master accept us. Otep Caller, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Good evening, greetings. My name is Kwame from Nottingham.
Oh, Kwame from Nottingham. Yes, Kwame.
Greetings, Kwame.
Hi. Greetings, my sister. You alright?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah, I think talking about the thing you just talked about in terms of yesterday, I was Malcolm X's birthday. Actually, part of my show, I played some speeches from Malcolm X. The one about by Enemies Necessary. I also played a song by Miriam Makeba. Miriam Makeba did a song about Malcolm X. You know if you were that? Okay, yeah. So that was my kind of tribute to the Malcolm X's birthday. But I think it's absolutely abominable, disgraceful, right, and absolutely ghastly that we as a people, forget so easily and think we're part of the society and celebrate some fast of a wedding. Right, that's got nothing to do with I and I. It's actually, but it shows you where we are in terms of our mindset, in terms of our orientation, and in the sense that we're still slaves. You know what I mean? And like we allow other people to dictate for us, rather than us having the free mind and the free will to be able to think for ourselves. Because of this television. Most of our people are influenced by this television. So you say that war wedding and then you fall for it. Right? There's nothing wrong about this family. You and I, Kwaku, and sister, you and I are from royal lineage. Yeah? If you look at our history, right? I myself, I'm from a royal family in Ashanti. My grandfather carried the Golden School. He was the custodian of the Golden School between 1930 and 1999. I've got pictures of my father carrying my grandfather carrying the Golden Stool, particularly at festivals like Yam Festival and Akweside and Omukude. You know what I mean? So for me personally, I haven't been to this bunkum because this is complete utter bunkum, right? How can you celebrate a family that enslaved us, that profited from enslaving us, that continues to profit from enslaving us, and even more so is responsible for the denigration, the downfall of our mother country.
And you're not, Brother Kwame. Not only that, my king, that we have to remember that when Britain entered what they defined as the slave trade at the time in 1553, Britain was broke.
Of course it was broke.
They were broke. So
of course it was broke.
The royal family was broke. The treasury was broke. And so what happened is when John Hawkins approached Victoria, and she gave him money, and him go and him come back, and the money more than double. And she said, "Why bag of money I have to make it now?"
Yes, that's
and she sanctioned it. So you see, I'm saying, even the wealth that these present day people have, is what you call intergenerational wealth.
Of course. Because there's two companies that were started by the royal family. The South Sea Company started by Queen Anne. This was before John Hawkins, right? And then the Royal Africa Company that was started by Queen Elizabeth I. You know what I mean? These are two companies, prime companies, that were part and parcel of the British involvement in the massacre, the enslavement of our people. And the Royal Africa Company had a 20-year monopoly. Beloved, they had a 20-year monopoly on enslaving us before any other private so-called investors, were allowed to join this gold rush of enslaving our people, man. And yet we have the audacity, right, to celebrate a farce of a man because people don't even know. The two of them are related.
Brother Kwame, we wonder why we suffer the way we suffer,
Of course.
This is not I know people must say, boy, quick, I get mystical now, but trust me, our ancestors are giving us a beating.
Of course they are, man.
Yeah? Because they look at us and they think, look at what this bitch them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And the thing about it, right, is that people don't even know that so-called Harry and Meghan, that's related, you know. You do.
But
people
at the top of the show, I don't know if you caught the opening of the show.
I did.
Yeah, but the top of the show, I explained to them, they don't realize that she related to them.
Yes.
It's royalty,
on the father's side.
On the father's side is a distant relative.
Yes.
People can go and do their research and find it out for themselves.
Well, I did my research, right, the very moment they announced the engagement, I said, no, man, what is the very thing, man? And then I found out that the Markle side of the tunnel, like the white man side, right, has got some aristocracy. I think that goes to Germany.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean? Goes to Germany, man.
Remember that the royal family are actually
Germans, yeah. Yeah, their name, right?
Their name from Coburg, I think it was Coburg to Windsor.
No, Gotha, Coburg, so Gotha, Saxe, Coburg, that's their name. And they changed it to Windsor. So the Germanic, the Queen is Germanic, right? But even all this stuff about mixed race, right? The Queen herself is quadroon. She's mixed race. Because via Queen Charlotte Sophia, who married the Queen's great-grandfather, King George III, in 1763, right? And Buckingham Palace was bought as a wedding present by King George III for his black princess.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And people make
It was actually her birthday yesterday.
It
was her yesterday.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm making all this BS, this boilers about street party. Right? Have you can't we think of what we can't because obviously we're still slaves. And other people think first. Right? Rather than say about that, we should say Malcolm X, like you said. Malcolm X died for you and I. I wasn't born when Malcolm X died. I was born 4 years after Malcolm X was killed. You know what I mean? But Malcolm X did more for me than the royal family. The royal family sanctioned slavery, benefited from slavery, profited from slavery, and they were even paid. They were part of the families that were compensated in 1838. You know what I mean? Right, and they even descended from the royal family, like
I remember, remember this more poetically, that the 184 years that the British citizens been paying taxes to her.
2015, yeah.
2015, February 2015, up to 2015. You understand? So I saw them get for their money, So not only was she getting paid tax from our money that them give to the monarchy anyway, she'll get that on top of it.
I mean, get interest as well, man. Interest payments as well, man. Compound interest as well, man.
And then,
you know what I mean?
And then you're all round there parading.
You know what I mean?
Like, I tell you, man.
It's absolutely shocking, absolutely gospel, absolutely disgraceful. This is why people around the world will not respect us, because we don't know who we are. Like I said, if you knew who you are, and this is why these white people don't want to teach our history. If you knew who you are, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid at this, because these people are counterfeit royal man. Like I said, you and I come from a royalty. I myself, even the Ashanti came to Buckingham Palace, right? He didn't bow down to the Queen. Because the Queen, everyone bowed, there's no people, right, that don't bow before the Queen. The Queen actually bows to them. Haile Selassie. I've got a picture of the Queen and Prince Philip right? I think in the 1930s, right, bowing down to
His Imperial
right?
Majesty, yeah.
Yeah, Imperial Majesty, yeah. I've got a picture of that.
Yeah, because under what they follow, which is the Bible, he was the King of Kings.
Of course, man.
He wasn't king.
The Lion of Judah, the King of Kings, yeah.
He wasn't just king, you know. You see, she's queen. He wasn't just king, you know. He was King of Kings. Now she has become Queen of Kings and Queens, right? And the royal family, and this is the only, what I could say, I want to choose the word carefully. This is the only thing I could say that, boy, I have to give it to them. That they've been able to make their royal family the royal family of the planet.
No, but they've done that by hijacking our history, man. Right?
No. Listen to what I'm saying to you, Kwame. I know that, but I'm just trying to show you how meticulous and smart they have been. That when anybody talk about royal family, there's only one royal family people think about, you know. When they say the queen, you know, there's only one queen them people read. They don't think about no queen or else, you know.
Of course. But
when me think about queen, no, me think about the queen me in the studio with, and the other queens, them are my mother. Them are my queen.
Yes.
You see me, I deal with.
And even like I said, you know, when the Santini came to London, I think he came to about 7-8 years ago, right? He didn't bow to the Queen because even the local Queen knows of the significance of their Santini, right? When he was wearing his gold ornaments, right? His gold stud, right? And he had the one eye patch, and then he had the feather, right? The white feather, right? The Queen knows what it symbolizes. The Queen knows that the Santini is the King of Kings in this era. So he has to bow down to her. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. We come from a royal lineage, right, which is even better, right, than these, you know, wins or whatever.
Well, the royal lineages of our royalties in the different parts of Africa, back to millenniums, they can trace themselves way back.
Thousands of years, man.
And the colonialist has been emphatic in trying to destroy that.
Indeed, yes.
You understand? Just in as much as they destroyed the royal family in Russia. Yeah, when them just kill half the world of them. Them kill all the children, just kill everybody. Just get rid of them. Boom, done, finish. Yeah? They've been doing that with our royal families. You understand me? You know?
But yeah, like I said, so this thing is complete utter bored us because the royal family has.
Kwame, you're in Nottingham now. Was that kind of stuff going on up there?
Well, I was a bit of a sick, I'm sure he did. I was just going about my business, man. You know what I mean? Wasn't really caring for, you know what I mean? Just preparing for my show, and that was it, man. I wasn't really, you know what I mean? You know, I went to the gym, yeah, television on. I had my headphones on, listening to Galaxy. So I was oblivious to what was really going on. You know what I mean? But obviously, I had a whiff, you know, from some of the clubs and that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And the people wearing like Union Jack flag and the Union Jack hat and you know what I mean? But yeah, complete and utter BS. You know what I mean? But on this issue that you're talking about now, right? Like the other caller, I do believe that this is part of the man. This is part of the Manganese man. This means setup. This so-called black and black violence is a one big setup. Does that say that?
And this is why, you know, brother Kwame, it's not just what's happening with our children, you know. It's what happened to our elders in the Windrush. Is the old thing with us paying this money back to the people.
But you know, right? Yes, yeah, but you know, Dr. Kwaku, right? I read the Jamaican Constitution. Somebody made me go look into the Jamaican Constitution the other day, right? And I was shocked. That in the Jamaican Constitution, right, it doesn't recognize INI as citizens.
No,
just think about that now.
No, I think the only constitution that do that in the Caribbean is Antigua.
You know what I mean? That's wicked.
Look, if you got a country where the head of your country is not in your country,
Yeah,
The head of the Caribbean islands that was under the colonialistic control of Britain is the Queen.
Of
She's
course.
the head of the Commonwealth.
Of course. And this is why, yes, indeed. And this is why, when Cameron went to Jamaica 3 years ago, right, and when politicians were talking about reparations, he was saying, no, you know what, we're going to build more prisons in the country. Because I've been sent by the Queen to tell you that I said this, right, we're going to build more prisons in your country, man. And then that you can do, man.
Yeah, yeah. And the Prime Minister of Jamaica came here. And, I may play this. He did a speech, I made us play this speech.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a Malcolm X speech after you come off. But
yeah, man.
The Prime Minister of Jamaica came to this country. And I don't know if he made this speech after he came to the country or while he was at the country, when he went back. But he was talking about this whole kind of scenario. But they only come here to take orders. They only come here to take orders. That's what they come here to do. I mean, look, we know it's politics, and we know you got to play a certain type of politics with these people, because that's how the world is running now. But there's going to come a time when you got to stand up and say, listen, look, hear what? I don't care about your politics. This is how it is. Yeah?
But Kwaku, right? This is why the countries in the Caribbean, like what Kwame Nkrumah did and Nubian did, right? They've got to be republic, because as long as the Queen head of state, you really are still a colony of the crown, right? And this is what Kwame Nkrumah and Nubian you can realize. This is why when Ghana and Australia became independent, right? They said no, we're going to be a republic. We ain't going to have the Queen anymore as our figurehead. We ain't going to have the Queen head of state. We're going to see the constitution, because the constitution of Ghana. Kwame Nkrumah changed the constitution of Ghana. That was changed in 1992 again, right? So we don't look at the in Ghana, Nigeria. We don't look at the Queen, a sovereign state, right? We don't recognize, what do you call it? The higher.
But Ghana is part of the Commonwealth, is it not?
It is part of the Commonwealth,
right? And she's part of the Commonwealth.
I understand that, but in terms of things like the Privy Council, in terms of things like as the governor general having the final decision, in terms of those kind of things, right? Ghana is a sovereign state. Having said that, though, right, because of the fact that we get a lot of aid money from them, right, they still, in a certain way, pull the strings of our body policy.
Yeah, of course they do.
You know what I mean?
Look, the British government, or the French government, or the Portuguese government, or the Dutch government, or the German government, wherever they were the Spanish government, wherever they were the colonial powers, they still dictate what goes on.
Yeah, they do. Especially the French.
You understand?
That's the French colonial agreement that I would like you to listen to Google. Google the French colonial agreement, and you will see how French, under that agreement, the French, and that Chrétien Macron, who's an Illuminati, he's a Jesuit, I've done his bloodline, right? How the French steal 500 billion euros a year from Africa, from 14 African countries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we talk about independence, not independence, man, the puppets, man, the slaves to French colonial interest. Right? But just lastly, right, yeah, this thing is separate, man. Right, our youth are being certified because in school, they're being certified to study in school. A lot of our youth, right, because of how they deal with youth, right, they put them in so-called special needs. Right, and you parents allow that. How can you allow some dirty white teacher, right, that got stinking breath to tell a child that you put them in special needs? Right, and when they put them in special needs, that is a downward spiral towards either experiment child from school, right, or that child being underclass. And when that happens, right, the child will fit in, that child will be school anyway. And then when they leave school, because they're looking for them, right, in terms of training, skill development, job, etc., right, the only alternative is the underworld. Yeah, and we don't know what happens in the underworld, man. So it's a trap. And so when they get caught, right, when they do the little hustling thing and thing there, right, and they get trapped, right, then sent to the prison systems that are controlled by these same governments, man, these same people, man. Do you know that Theresa May's husband, Philip May, is a main shareholder of Group 4 Securities? Who won the prison in this country?
This is it.
You get me, Dan?
Yeah, well, just
So
like,
this
Thatcher's husband was the head of half of the something that went on in South Africa and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. So it's all a con. Conspiracy, right? Like I said, this is why I say week, right? We're at war. People don't need to understand essence of what the war is about, man. It's like all fronts, man. Spiritually, educationally, healthcare, right? In the food chain, right? You know, this thing about, you know...
And culturally as well, Brother Kwame, culturally.
Of course. This is right in Ghana, right? In all the English-speaking countries, right? But Britain has the British Council. They have the British Council there, right? As a cultural propaganda tool, right? To propagate British culture and the English language in African countries. Like Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Gambia. You understand? Why is that there? If that's not part of the war that they want us to be part, that they want us to be against it. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying that, you know, good enough to with your thing, the group that you want to set up, and I hope that you can tell some truths. I just tell them thing. Don't let them sway you to tell you something that because they have their own agenda. I hope you can tell them some truths about how the system is geared to fail our children.
Oh,
and
listen,
you know what I mean?
That's happening in the school. So I'm hoping that you're gonna buy some of the bonds, Kwame.
Yeah, yes, I say, I'm going to buy £100 worth of bonds because I've got the number there, right? And the bill is not back until the 25th. So I've got the number here, right? You know what I mean? Where is it now? The Garadina, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
00233 575 7714. I've got the number here, man. When 25th, I'm going to give the bill a call because I'm definitely going to buy some of those things, man.
Okay. All right, then, Brother Kwame. Give thanks for
all right.
Yeah.
Give thanks, man. Bless. One love.
I think at this time, we take a little break. In that break, we're going to play Malcolm X's speech. Yeah.
To understand this, you have to go back to what young brother here referred to as the house Negro and the field Negro. Back during slavery, there was two kinds of slaves. There was the house Negro and the field Negro. The house Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick. He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today because we still got some house niggers running around here. This modern house Negro loves his master. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. He wants to live near him. He'll pay 3 times as much as the house is worth just to live near his master. And then brag about, I'm the only Negro out here. I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You nothing but a house Negro. And if someone come to you right now and say, I'm the only one on my job. I'm the only one in this school. You're nothing but a house Negro. Job. I'm the only one in. And if someone come to you right now and say, let's separate, you say the same thing that the house Negro said on the plantation. What you mean separate? From America? This good white man? Where you gonna get a better job than you get here? I mean, this is what you say. I ain't left nothing in Africa. That's what you say, while you left your mind in Africa. On that same plantation, there was the field Negro. The field Negro, those were the masses. There was always more Negroes in the field than there was Negroes in the house. The Negro in the field caught hell. He ate leftovers. In the house, they ate high up on the hog. The Negro in the field didn't get nothing but what was left of the insides of the hog. They call them chitlins nowadays. In those days, they call them what they were, guts. That's what you were, a gut eater. And some of you all still gut eaters. The field Negro was beaten from morning till night. He lived in a shack, in a hut. He wore cast-off clothes. And he hated his master. I say he hated his master. He was intelligent. That house Negro loved his master. But that field Negro, remember, they were in the majority. And they hated the master. When the house caught on fire, he didn't try and put it out. That field Negro prayed for a wind, for a breeze.
Stay tuned, stay locked to the Prophet Kwaku on the Nubian Forum People's Talk Show.
If someone come to the field Negro and said, let's separate, let's run, he didn't say, where are we going? He said, any place is better than here. You got field Negroes in America today. I'm a field Negro. The masses are the field Negroes. When they see this man's house on fire, you don't hear these little Negroes talking about our government is in trouble. They say the government is in trouble. Imagine a Negro, our government. I even heard one say, our astronauts. They won't even let him near the plant. And our astronauts, our Navy, that's a Negro that's out of his mind. That's a Negro that's out of his mind. Just as the slave master in that day used Tom, the house Negro, to keep the field Negroes in check, the same old slave master today has Negroes who are nothing but modern Uncle Toms, 20th century Uncle Toms, to keep you and me in check, keep us under control, keep us passive and peaceful and nonviolent. That's Tom making you nonviolent. It's like when you go to the dentist and the man is going to take your tooth. You're going to fight him when he starts pulling. So they squirt some stuff in your jaw called Novocaine to make you think they're not doing anything to you. So you sit there and because you got all that Novocaine in your jaw, you suffer peacefully. Blood running all down your jaw. and you don't know what's happening because someone has taught you to suffer peacefully. The white man do the same thing to you in the street. When he want to put knots on your head and take advantage of you and don't have to be afraid of you fighting back, to keep you from fighting back, he get these old religious Uncle Toms to teach you and me. They're just like Novocaine, suffer peacefully. Don't stop suffering, just suffer peacefully. As Reverend Cleave pointed out, let your blood flow in the streets. This is a shame. And you know he's a Christian preacher. If it's a shame to him, you know what it is to me.
Kwaku, that calling from Hallam. Yeah. The music, the thing was playing, so it stopped playing, and it was I thought I was just phoning to say actually that there's no sound coming out. So,
sorry. I was just talking. I turned the mic off. Well, you're live on the air now, brother Kwabina. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. My sister, I turned the mic off and I didn't realize the mic was off.
So all the time you're talking.
All the time I was talking. So what I was actually saying, apologies people, what I was actually saying was that that speech was done 54 years ago, 1963.
Yeah.
So it was about 54 years ago. And I asked the Queen in the studio, how relevant was that speech to today?
Yeah, it's very relevant because it happens today. You still have house Negroes, you still have field Negroes, it's still in this era today. So it's very relevant.
But I'm 100% relevant, but I still feel like we've got to change our tactics in the way that we approach dealing with the system now. So these guys at the moment, they're in control. Let's not bullshit ourselves. I mean, they're in control. And I'm saying, and I've said it from day one, and I know I've always had Pan-Africanists go against me. I think that we have to learn how to shapeshift, get inside their systems, because they ain't gonna let us. They're not gonna let us inside their systems. You know, holding up a black power signal. It ain't gonna happen. And all the soldiers, the young soldiers that would take the battle to them, they're fighting a civil war between themselves, between the little kind of crumbs of crack that is allowed to filter down onto the streets. They're lost in their own civil war. They're the ones, you know, when the revolution takes place, it's usually the young, angry ones that take place. They're not there anymore. You go on a demonstration right now, it's usually if I go on a demonstration, usually a lot of sisters with prams and babies. You don't see that. You don't see the hunger. You don't see the hunger out there. So I'm thinking that, you know, within the system that we live now, we've genuinely got to. And I know some people go in there and say, "Oh, we're going to change it from inside," and they switch. But I think you've got soldiers that need to genuinely go inside the system and work it from inside out. Just like how you see the Asians operate with regards to when they want to get their mayor in certain place to make certain laws for them, to get certain kickbacks for themselves in the community. They do that. You know, when Galloway was running down in Sheffield, and I think he won it once, and then next time they decided they want one of theirs, even though he's fighting their cause, they took him out and put one of their own in. I think we got to learn to be like economically and politically savvy inside their system. There's no point in being inside their system and saying, nah, can't do this, because they ain't doing nothing. We're not economically strong, so the people ain't listening. They don't give a damn what we say. We can, as far as they're concerned, we can beg what we want. You know, we don't have no economic power. We don't believe in a political system, and those of us that do are so politically naive. They just go for the same Labour policies or whatever, even though it might be, you know, infringing on their own damn civil liberty. You know, like a few years back when Rashid Nix was trying to run in Brixton, and he ran around and done his campaign, but yet people still voted for the people that did vote still voted for Labour. You know, the same very Labour council that was going to make a lot of people homeless and rejuvenate their houses, tell them that they can come back in, but but change them out at the last minute. So you can come back in, but at the higher rate. Nobody can't pay the higher rate of the house in these days, because we know the housing market is totally it's way beyond the reaches of everybody else now. You know, so I just think that we got to have a better plan. See, I'm a man that likes to play chess, and I know that if I play chess, if my enemy sees me coming, I will never win a game of chess. And if we were to put this as a game of chess right now, our enemies always see us coming. Our moves are just too obvious. You know, sometimes we go on the airwaves, we talk, we're going to tell them what we're going to do to them on the airwaves. You think they're not listening in? So they're always a move ahead of us.
So are you saying, Brother Cobbiner, that if we stop top on the year with and shut down everything and don't do nothing?
Sorry, say again?
Are you saying that we're supposed to shut down the airwaves and don't say nothing, don't do nothing?
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, look, we know that when we're in our...
Listen, brother. No disrespect to you, my king. Even when we're talking on our phone, they're listening to us.
I know,
so
but
we know this. We know this. We know this. It's not like we don't know. This is something that we do know.
Yeah, definitely.
And the reality is this. When we're on air, when I'm on air, I don't care if they're listening to me, because I'm hoping that some young African woman and man will hear something I say and start to initiate exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm saying
that's my mission in life.
I've had debates with some of my fellow Pan-Africanists in the past, and I said, boy, we need to get our man them inside the political system,
but people
inside the police.
Would you respect...
But it's never happened, bro. It's never happened.
Would you respect, Brother Cobbiner? People been saying that long before me and you were born.
I know, but it's never happened, though.
No, but people's gone in the system, but the system soaks them up. It soaks them. This system here is so intricately woven, yeah, that it's like the Matrix, rude boy.
I know, it's true. That's what I'm saying.
It's like listen, Olin, in the Matrix, if you overstand the Matrix or saw the Matrix, while you was in the Matrix, you couldn't do nothing about it. Even though you go under, you have to destroy the matrix from outside of the matrix. I hear that. That's all. I hear that. Was it? When did name again?
Neo.
You see what I'm doing? So the whole thing is, I think that what the problem is, beloved, is that we cannot see reparations in our lifetime. This is what the issue is. The issue is that we don't have patience, and we're not planning 50 or 100 years ahead. And so because we cannot see reparations in our personal lifetime, you know, we're 40, we're 50, and them kind of things there, right? We said, child, can't bother with that, man, because they're never going to give us nothing. But what we don't realize is that we are benefiting from the sacrifices of the man that I just played.
Yeah, 100%.
You understand what I'm saying to you? We're benefiting from the sacrifices that man, and not only him, Luther King and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman and you know, a whole host of other Africans, yeah, right, that I could name, yeah, that has done things to prepare us, and so we have to do our bit. A man said to me, I said to a man one day, you know, in fact it was Barra Gardina said it to. I said, boy, Gardina, boy, this struggle thing here, boy, it look like it never got any, you know what I mean? It's like it's a, you know, it's coming like we're waste of time. And he turned to me and he goes, you know what? I said that same thing to one of our teachers, because he had the same teacher as me. And the answer the teacher gave to him was a man called Cecil Ross. He said, the struggle was here before you came, and it will be here when you're gone. Just do your bit. And that's what we have to do. We do our bit.
But the little bit, I can see that. I mean, there's pockets. I mean, I chat to people everywhere. I get around, and I know there's people that are doing good work in different parts of London that I've probably never heard of. Some of the work that we're doing in, like, you know, that some of our people and yourself, with yourself and your schools are doing in South London. You know what I mean? That's a problem with doing a little bit. On a bigger, these guys are moving forward with technology and everything else. So doing our bit is not infiltrating their system.
My brother, listen, the ones that can assist us in moving that faster, the ones that have defined the economical structures and the economical know-how to do it, they're not investing. On
a bigger, these guys are moving forward with technology and everything else. So doing our bit is not infiltrating their system.
My brother, listen, the ones that can assist us in moving that faster, the ones that have defined the economical structures and the economical know-how to do it, they're not investing in us. They're not interested. They're not interested.
It's true, but they haven't gone in the right. As I said, you've got two mindsets. Yeah, you've got a conscious mindset, and I've said this a million times before, but I say it again. And you've got a corporate mindset. Now, what we want is something to bridge the gap in between the two. Sadly, if you go along a conscious mindset, that doesn't give you the economical power, yeah, to operate within inside their system. Because firstly, you don't believe in their system in the first place. You know what I mean? You know, so you're not gonna, go into.
No, stop. Because when you say operate within their system, what do you mean by that?
I mean, I said it before. I said, man, we have to get inside their system politically. Yeah, I think the nearest person we have to that is Bernie Grant. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a man like him again. But that's what I'm talking about. We need to get inside the system politically, economically as well. Get inside there. Yeah, if we people that vote in a certain area, vote for like right. Yeah, but when
let me stop you there.
Okay.
Right now, we've been organizing our community for 5. This year is the 5th year of the African Emancipation Day Reparations March.
Yeah.
That supports to stop the Mahanga Mizi petition. The petition that holds the British government accountable for the attempted genocide of African people and also the attempted ecocide of Mama Earth. We need 100,000 signatures. This is their system now we're using now. Because under their system, if you get 100,000 signatures to a petition, they have to debate it in Parliament. That's their law. Not ours. So this is their system. Yet we can't get the people them for sign the backside system for 100,000 signatures for happen. So there we are again. We're trying to be proactive within that system. Do you follow what I'm saying to you, my king? But our people are not coming along with us. Yes, we do have some of our people, but not enough of our people, which are the very same people them that when the Windrush happened and the whole scandal of that came out, you look how quickly they got something like 300,000 votes. Something like that.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But we know.
I'm cutting you. I know I'm cutting you, but I know that the majority of them votes were the same people them that would not sign that other petition. Why? Because it's.
But you know what I think it is. I think that is because that's just mainstream and they hear about it. Remember, you got to remember a lot of people that listen to your BBC London and your LBC. They don't listen to community radio. So sometimes we're preaching to the converted and we think it's getting out there. It's not getting out there. And I talk to different people every day. When I say, oh, do you know that? Boom, this is going on, and that. Oh, really? They sound so excited.
My brother, let me tell you something from now. Anything that we're doing, anybody, anywhere on planet Earth, whilst them have internet and what them call internet and social media, because we are tweet, we are Facebook, we are whatever, right? We have website, we have YouTube. Anything you want to find about in this world, you tap it in that Google and it will come up. Black people are not interested in nothing that concerns them. Yeah, them tapping Kardashian, Kanye West, and all of them something there. Them tapping Meghan, where name Meghan Markle, and Harry of Windsor. Yeah, and everything. All you have to do is tap Google it and it come up. So if you want to find the information is there.
But it's true.
And in fact, right, when you're talking about main media, you're just talking in Britain. Listen, the world is an open story now. This is why, this is why I'm not in agreement. And I know you said, Queen, that the police them should take down those videos. But you see, once they make the law to do that, they will take down other videos. So even the videos that we're talking about in terms of highlighting stuff to our people and things like that, they will take that down as well. Yeah. So we have to be careful where we pray for, because we might just get it. You see what I'm dealing with? And they're already trying to take control of the internet. If it wasn't for the internet, we couldn't have this station here running. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying.
But bro, you know what I know. See with the reparations, you and I know the reparations could never happen. Not because our people don't want it to happen or thing, because they know, like you said before.
No, but you know, see, it depends.
Bro, let me
cut your comment on. Tell you what I'm going to try. Tell you what I'm cutting your beloved, yeah? Is because it depends on what you're talking about in terms of reparations. Because reparations is not, you know, we don't need them to repair the damage. We have to repair that damage ourselves. That's how it works. What you're talking about is the compensation side of reparations, where they give a portion of money. That's a whole different scenario.
But I'm saying no.
So we need to be clear about what you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. I'm talking about. Let me just talk about the economic side of it. You know, like an insurance people always tell you, like, if you have an accident, even if it's your fault, you never admit liabilities. Do you understand? Yeah. And this is probably the biggest, you know, insurance scandal that you could ever want. I mean, look, you look at Lloyd's of London. Lloyd's of London and all them places were made out of slavery. Yes, Edward Lloyd opened his coffee shop on Lombard Street, blood. And the shippers, the merchants used to come in there and talk about what's going on the ship, on the seas in those days, and they used to give the forecast of what was happening. We all know it was slavery. That's how Lloyd's, the biggest insurance in the world.
Well, they insured all the ships.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. The city of London was built out of all of those merchant shippers.
Lloyd's, who are Jews. Barclays.
No. That's what I'm saying. So those guys, on that basis, economically, so I'm saying, okay, if we're marching, even if we're marching to Downing Street, though, I'd say, okay, I need to me. What's the end game, though? I'm not saying don't do it. I want to see what's the structured plan.
Hold on. Quite clearly, you don't read the leaflet, so there you are. So, and I'm not going to get into that right now. I'm 8:15. But what I'm saying to you, there's a leaflet out there. There's a website. I'm called the Stop the Mahangamizi website. .com, or you can Google it. MAANGA. yeah, ZI. You can go on it, yeah. There's the reparationsmarch.org. You can go on there and you can see all the information and you can read about what the beginning game is and the end game. You follow what I'm saying? One of the end games is to claim that day, the 1st of August, the 1st of Messiah, to claim it as an international day for Africans. What we decide to do with it is down to us. When we march on that day, it's about galvanizing the different parts of our community together to show a stand of solidarity. Yeah? You understand what I'm saying to you? So it's not just about marching for the sake of marching. No, it's not. And it's about our other organizations on that day, right? They can network. You see what I'm dealing with? It's not. That's just not it's a march in a sense. It's a march, but it's not just a march. There's a lot more to the march than what you see. But you have to go and read the stuff. You see what I'm dealing with? It's not just about marching. You think them want we for march? Listen, I sit down and meet with them man. Them man they don't want us to march. In fact, when we're marching, they don't even want us to stop. They just want us to go straight and come out straight because it's creating too much problems for them. Them don't want it. Me, I tell you. And I can say that because I sit down with them and talk with them. Them don't want it. But what it is, when we sit down and talk with them, we tell them, so we're not coming for begging or nothing, we're coming for tell you what we do, because the law so we can't do it. So that we are do. It causes them economical, it causes them economical problems. On that day, it caused them congestion. It caused them traffic problems. Everything have to divert.
So, when you say claim the day, though, is it just that it's just going to be marching like 1st of August every year, or eventually something's going to happen where the government ratifies that day?
This is one of the things that gets to me, because now you're asking me, what is it going to be? Why don't you have a suggestion about what it should be? It's on
already. I need to know.
My king.
So it's on already. So I need to know it's on already. So it's it's happening, isn't it?
When we say claim the day, we claim that day as an international day. That's like them have a bank holiday. We not do nothing with them. We not spend no money with them that day. We not do nothing with them that day. That day they feel with there. Now we can come together as different organizations and groups and individuals as Africans to decide what we really want for that day here in Britain, and liaise with our brothers and sisters who are in the Caribbean, who are in the continent of Africa, who are in the Americas and other parts of Europe. Just like when my woman started up Carnival. It was a little thing. In fact, it started in a King's Cross before them to move it down this up to Ladbroke Grove. Was it Claudia Jones, I think her name was? Yeah? And look what it became. And now they stole it. Now they own it. And dictate the parameters of what should happen. You see what I'm dealing with? They can't own Ramadan. They can't own Eid. Them can't own Chinese New Year. Right? Them can't own Diwali. Them can't own them there. I feed them people there. And them can't dictate to them where them for do on that day. If them come as spectators. And that's what we need to do.
But as I said, at what point though do we realise that we've reached that point to say, okay, it's happened? That's what I want to know. I mean, I know we're marching.
As I say, how long is a piece of string me outside? Yeah. I mean, the Queen is in there. I mean, what you got to say to that Queen? Because why are you the female energy,
I couldn't really hear what the brother was really saying, really. So you're gonna have to just recap me just a little.
What you were saying? What's the end goal for the march and things? And he wants to know what our end goal is. And I'm saying to him, well, boy, look, has he got a suggestion of what the end goal should be?
So the end goal should really be we're united and we're free from certain things, especially in the European ways of how they think. You know what I mean? Like I said, like Kwaku was saying, reparations isn't just solely about compensation. It's about us coming together as a people. We don't seem to do it often, do you understand? And if we come together more often, we can resolve some of our issues. You see what I'm saying? We only seem to come together when we're going clubbing, or if there's a funeral, or, you know what I mean? So when I say the 1st of August will be a day that is just for us, you know what I mean? Our people and our youth, you know what I mean? So that's I think that's good. I think it's a good idea. There should be more days, you know, more days like that, but I think it's a good idea. But I think the end goal should be that we should be united as a people. We're not united, we're very divided, you know. So I believe that should be the goal at the end, you know. We should be united, we should have a structure, we should have a future goals for our people, you understand? They focus on their people, Chinese focus on their people, white people focus on their people, but we don't focus on our people and how we try to improve the things for our people. You see what I'm trying to say? So I think the end goal should be that we should all be united, do you understand? Because we're not divided.
Yeah, but I hear this, and we've said it so many times. We need to unite. But we need. How do we implicate? I mean, we need to. How do we get it into a plan? Like, you understand, when we talk about groups like, you know, the Chinese or the Indians, you gotta remember those guys are all separate groups within themselves. It's like us bringing all the Asians together and saying all the Asians work together. They don't. North Korea hates China. And Pakistan hates India, and you're putting us all together and saying, okay, well, somehow we got to find a way of all the different African nationalities and the different African Caribbean nationalities, put them all together, and then somehow you got to unite and work together, and then you add in tribalism with that, add in religion with that, and then you see what I'm talking about. When you talk about Chinese, they're all one culture.
Right.
They're
one Buddha. That's right. What unifies them? Listen, them still Chinaman kill Chinaman. Remember, you know, China has the worst humanitarian record in the world. This is what they say. Yeah? According to the UN. Right? But yet they're a superpower. Yeah? They're one of the ones who has the power of veto on the Security Council.
They're superpower, because back in the day when they done Tenement Square in the 80s, when the students wanted Western intervention, they killed their own people because they knew what they had to do. You know what I mean? They needed it in order to go with it. They needed a dictatorship with China for the Chinese for the Chinese. But what I'm saying is, when we're talking about communities, black people need to get together. We're not comparing like with like. Because you can't look at black people and say, yo, all of you lot one community.
No. What the sister said, we need to unite, but there are things we can umoja around. It's not everything, you know. There's things that we can collectively get together and say, look, these are the things that we all have in common, and these are the things we can move on. Do you follow what I'm saying? That's how you create a state. But within that state, you have different factions. Do you follow what I'm saying? And those different factions come together under one umbrella to deal with a common problem. You follow what I'm saying to you, my king?
Yeah, I hear that.
And so those are the things that we need to do. I know the word unite is flippantly used. Some people you can't unite with. It's just and some people, some of our people are so damaged you can't fix them. Like you use the analogy of an insurance company, say never admit to a thing, but remember the insurance company say something, you just write it off, man, forget that no good again. That's what I say. So, you know, we have to face the truth about what our situation is, and we can merge with different factions of our people around the world, because once we move in a certain way and the mass of our people them see, them people look like them serious or something are going, them are going to run coming. You see my deal, because you can't tell a Chinese man cuss down China to a Chinese man, do so him knows a China go on with certain things, you know. You can't cuss down Pakistan with certain Pakistani man, or India with certain Indian man, you know. But amongst themselves now, them can cuss down India and Pakistan. You understand me? We know we cuss down our people with the enemy. So even if my people them wrong them right for me. That me I say. You see me I deal with? Right? It's like me take a cab the other day with an Indian man. I mean him a chat. And I tell me about certain good things, and him said to me, why this country is this and that and rate it. So I tell him, I say, listen, you don't have to worry about nothing, you know, because your people are constructed in a way that you don't have anything lack.
Yeah.
Me say from here so down to Balam, you know, no own all the shop them, you know. And you employ your people, and I commend your feet. You understand? You understand me? I say, because enough of us get vexed with them. But what are you getting vexed with them for? We need to create our own institutions, and our own shops and employ our own children. That's why them don't respect us. You know what I'm saying to you?
To go back to what I was saying at the beginning, though, Kick. So I was going back to the beginning about the Sheikh. You got to remember, in the 70s, when the Asians come in and we were looking after, when their shops were getting petrol bombed and then was moving into white areas and getting petrol bombed, you know what I mean? It's them. We were them time there. We was looking after them, man. There, you know what I mean? They was coming under the banner of black. Them man then start coming, shape shift, do what they want, start getting bank loans. All of a sudden, they start vote conservative. They almost like they switch sides now.
Yeah, but listen, you know what I mean? I remember when I was growing up in Brixton, I could tell you, Mr. Christie had a shop, Mr. Michael had a shop. Yeah, we had the best. We had Mama May who had a butcher shop. Yeah, there were so many different black shops dealing with things for us. Because before, Europeans never sell our food. It's Mr. Christie start selling yam and banana and green banana and all them something there. But we allow people to come and take over that. And, there's more to it than that. But 7 minutes before the show's going to end. So I just have to lock you off now because I just want to
cool. All right,
wrap up with what she's got to say. And
no problem. All right.
Yeah? But give thanks for the call, yeah?
No problem. All right, yeah. And one love, sis. All right.
So, Sister Melanin Lowe. See, nice, dark, sister. The sister pretty, I tell the truth, black and nice. See her in the studio there. Is there anything that you'd like to say before the show ends to the community and things like that, about what your plans are and things like that?
Well, my plan right now is obviously to, like I said, interact more with mothers, you understand, and interact more with the young females, of today. But I want to kind of do that on a more outside thing, you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, like kind of like me and my friend was saying, we get some t-shirts where like maybe help the youth and just kind of go around.
Well, if you want help with them t-shirt things, I know somebody that, AD Photographic Services.
Okay,
They build that type of t-shirt and thing, they can build that for you. So
yeah, but
you can check them and things like that. Is there a number that anybody can if there's any sisters out there that want to contact you, that want to get involved and work with you, you want to give them a number?
Yeah, okay. If you want to contact me, you can contact me on 07947 253 261. I'll say that again. That's 07947 253 261. You can contact me to talk about any issue, or if you want to get involved. And like the more hands, the more hands that can help is more better for us and the more beneficial for us. But I know there are some mothers out there that need a little bit of support, and I want to be that person. We can help each other, you understand, because we've got a lot of work to do. It's not going to be overnight. And try to stay positive and try to understand that we do have an issue. We have a very big issue, and it isn't just about the youth. It's about our ancestors. We need to get back to our ancestors, you understand, and that's the most important. What we really need to unite, as a people, address our issues within ourselves, try to solve them ourselves. But it was nice. Thank you, Kwaku, for having me on your show.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. You can come back anytime, sis.
Thank you.
You can come back anytime, because it was beautiful to have you on the show and, to share, to see the energy that you have, in terms of dealing with the issues of our people. And it's always good to see young African women, getting up there and have that soldier kind of attitude, you know what I mean? So maybe, you anytime you want to come back to the show, let me know. You'll be free, you can come anytime and speak about what you're doing. When you get it up and running, and you want to tell people and that, and, where you want to meet and things like that, what you want to do. And what I would do, I'd invite you to be part of the march, in terms of helping people to march. And probably you can have a section within the march there that you can go and do, have your thing there to say this is where I deal with, and all the rest of it. What I mean?
That'd be great. I just feel like we need more people, more strong-minded people to kind of jump on board. People who are prepared to go out there and do the work, not just just, you know, and even if it takes 12 more years or 50 more years, it doesn't matter how long, but just to keep going, you understand? It just because nothing didn't change yesterday, it doesn't mean that we should stop, you understand what I mean? So I think that we should be like our ancestors, don't give up, you understand?
I'm going to invite you to try and create a group, right, on the, because we've got 9 blocks, yeah, that is part of the march, and there's a block 2 called the Pamoja block. It means family and community block. So maybe, you know, you lot can get involved in that and run that block, get your banners and say, you know, save our children and that type of stuff, and boom boom boom, and you know, stop the youth violence and things like that, because it's all interconnected, and I think that everybody should jump on this. You know, the people them that's involved in Windrush, I think some people was marching in Wolverhampton yesterday for the in regards to what happened with Windrush and things like that. So we need all our people from Wolverhampton, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, Liverpool, Bristol, you know, all the neighbouring cities that's got African people, come down to Brixton, Windrush Square on the 1st of Messiah, the 1st of August this year, for the 5th anniversary of the African Emancipation Day Reparations March. Come down and be a part of a collective movement for reparations. We cannot make these people them forget, and we must remind our people and Africate our people about reparations and how to move for reparatory justice and how to repair the damage. Because what you're doing now is reparatory work in trying to repair the damage that's happened between our children. You follow what I'm saying to you? So that's work that we have to do. We have to attempt to do that. And so we give thanks for your works, my queen, and may the creating force of the universe, the omnipotent being, that which is greater than ourselves, watch over you, watch over your family, bless you, and whatever you're doing, clear apartment, nothing impede you from what you're doing. You've been in tune to the Nubian Forum Talk Show, live here on the Rock 926.com. I want to say to management, thank you for the extra hour, and in actual fact, we needed it, because I didn't really think the time it was coming up to 8 o'clock. Me think at 7 o'clock. And next up will be Bandit with the best in soul and Bandit. I tell you already, you know, my brother, you're supposed to drop a CD for me, and all will come in like, you know, I'm free up the music and all them something. You know, free up the music, man. You know, so me I free up the lyrics, so free up the music. So we give thanks. Big up to management for giving me the opportunity to express myself, and thanks to everybody that tuned into the show, that shared the link. I'll be back here next week, same time, same place, Africating our people about reparations, stop the manga music campaign, etc. Stay black, think black.
You're listening to your number one radio station, The Rock 926.com.
To advertise on this station, please call our sales team on 07961 431 649. www